Hello, everybody, and welcome to our commentary of Terminator Geni,
Genai is
Genisys.
Genesis.
Terminator
Genesis.
Okay, fine. If you've seen mine and Dweb's discussion, you'll know that I usually like to call it Terminator Bat fanfiction. So we'll be calling it that from now on.
Terminator Genisys, folks. It's Terminator Genisys.
From 2015, this time directed by Alan Taylor, whose previous film work, among others, consisted of For the Dark World, which I didn't like.
Oh boy. We're in for a treat.
Me and Dwebs are not fans of that movie. Anyway, okay, everybody. So you know how this works. Just start your
Start
Ignore
just
the
as-
Paramount logo.
Yeah,
Start as soon as the Paramount logo turns up.
Yeah, that's basically you'll be in sync with us. Okay, is everybody ready?
Yeah.
I am.
Okay, let's
Ready.
get this done. 3, 2, 1, click.
So, the only reason this movie got made is because Paramount acquired the rights to the series and they thought, we'll use it.
Indeed. All right, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who enjoyed the fact that the Terminator movies were at the very least easy to follow, well, good for you, because this movie doesn't fulfill that requirement.
No.
Yeah, should hopefully still be better to follow than Salvation.
No. Salvation is just a complete bore fest. This is the other extreme. This movie's just buttfuck insane and makes no sense.
Paramount Pictures and Skynet.
I still think it'll be easier to follow than Salvation.
And by the way, the music's done by Lorne Balfe this time.
Mm-hmm.
Who?
Lorne Balfe, the composer of Beyond Two Souls.
Oh,
One of them.
really?
Oh no, Jai Courtney.
Jai Courtney, Mr. Bland acting himself.
I have no idea who he is.
Well, Jova, be grateful for that.
He's going to be in Suicide Squad.
Oh,
What
really?
did he do? Captain Boomerang?
I think so, yeah.
He was one of the big ruination reasons for Die Hard 5.
Not the biggest one, though. Skip Woods. John Moore.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I got a really bad
So, we're starting off with Judgment Day.
Hey, I remember this scene from Terminator 3.
Wait,
Huh, okay. Kudos
this
to them
is-
for actually keeping consistent to that.
so this was 2004, or was this 1997, or whatever?
Don't worry. Well, right now this is supposed to be the 1997 one. Yeah, here we go. There we go.
But
1997 one, don't you mean the 2004 one, since that was
don't worry,
2003?
Don't worry, Jova. We'll get. No, Jova, you're mistaken. Judgment Day in the original movies happened in 1997, and that's what that's what we're watching right now.
Yeah. But that got delayed, remember, because Terminator 3 and
No.
whatnot,
That's
and then it
that's
ended up
the
happening.
thing. That's the thing, Jova. This movie renders Terminator 3 pointless. It retcons the entire movie.
And yay, the Golden Gate Bridge is destroyed again.
And yet they still pay homage to a lot of the Terminator films, and I hear that Terminator 3 is actually referenced.
You figured that one out.
So anyway, we've got the
Wow, no main theme.
No, we only hear the Bradfield theme
Jason
in the
Clark. What are
credits.
you doing here? You were in Planet of the Apes. You were in Dawn of the Planet of the Apes the previous year.
Yeah.
Huh.
Anyway,
Well, I guess he figured that it's similar enough to Dawn of the Planet of the Apes by that
Basically,
opening
to-
scene.
Oh, look! There's one of the two biggest miscasting decisions in the movie.
Taylor, we only hear the main
That's
Terminator
Pedro.
theme. Basically, Taylor, we only
Emilia Clarke,
Oh,
We-
yeah,
but-
where Pedro?
and the other one.
we only hear the Terminator theme in the credits.
No, there's other moments as well.
Oh, it is? I didn't even
Yeah.
remember.
When Arnie first.
Okay,
shows
so
up.
basically, this is actually the best part of the movie, to me at least, where we're actually telling Kyle Reese's backstory.
we actually get to see.
Alright, I might as well try and listen, since this is my first time seeing this. Oh, J.K. Simmons?
Yes, he's in this movie for some reason
Huh.
that I cannot
This
fathom.
could go... Well, this could go places with that.
It's a guy unzipping his pants.
Doggy.
Oh, hi, doggy.
Well, give
Credits.
Genisys this. At least it remembers the dogs, unlike Salvation.
Dio Okieni.
Matthew Smith.
Matt Smith,
Yes,
what
that's
are you
right.
doing here?
For some reason,
The
Doctor.
11th Doctor.
Yes,
Yeah.
for some reason, Doctor Who is in this movie.
Why?
Actually, here's an interesting thing. Matthew Smith only appears in this movie for like 10 seconds.
Yeah. I'm in the movie.
So
By
yeah,
the
that,
way, guys, what time are you at? might be a bit behind you.
4:35, 4:36.
yeah, what do I say?
Okay. I'm at 4:48.
Okay. And 3, 2, 1, click.
There you go.
Thanks.
Oh, John Connor, hello.
Symbolism!
So yeah, basically John Connor saved him from being killed by a Terminator.
Oh yeah, remember in the previous movies, Kyle Reese was very thin and not well fed and not very muscle bound.
Yeah.
Here we got the exact opposite, because that totally doesn't go against the character
By the way,
at all, right?
I should also point out that this is the 5th movie in the series, and this is the 5th time they got a different appearance for the future version of John Connor.
Yeah.
If time.
They can't.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
They can't keep a consistent appearance of John Connor in the future for some reason. I mean, I guess it's still better than Christian Bale, I guess, but come on, guys.
Yeah, I like Jason Clarke. It's just his choice in movies is
Reese is supposed to be our messiah, our beacon of hope against the machines, but he constantly changes appearance. I can't even relate to this guy.
Oh, but Tio, don't you remember Salvation said that nothing is set in stone, that the prophecy, every single
No, I know,
prophecy...
Jova. If there's one thing that this series proved to me is that the idea of the humans winning the war was just in the premise. The rest of the series is just a machine finding a way to win and succeeding.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, Salvations actually did the unspeakable crime of managing to hurt even the first Terminator film by making Kyle Reese not even in love with Sarah Connor.
There was John Connor. Well, Tara, that's the thing. It was Jim Cameron's original intention to have Terminator 2 basically, destroy anything about the machines. But of course, we can't have good things, so Terminator 3 threw that out the water.
Then again, Futurama did do something similar, which does beg to argue that even if you apparently do get rid of the thing that causes this, that then just causes you not going back in time to stop the thing, so then apparently the thing still
happened. You're
happened.
referring to the episode where Fry discovers he's his own grandfather.
No. Not that episode. The one where they try to stop Richard Nixon from winning a re-election. Not the one in season 2, the one in season 7.
Okay, so basically we're watching John Connor give a motivational speech to Kyle and shit.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, I hope you like him and Kyle Reese's camaraderie in this film.
Because it's not going to last. I won't say why now, but you'll see.
Me and Pedro know why. We both saw this film in the theaters, in the cinemas. Sorry.
When it came out. Oh well, at least they got. Oh yeah, that's right. Here's a different picture. They had Emilia Clarke pose for an equivalent picture for the sake of consistency.
Emily Clark.
Emilia Clarke.
The one
She was in game. I reckon I got a theory.
The Terminator driver is so goofy to look at.
I've got a theory. The only reason Emilia Clarke is in this movie is because she's in Game of Thrones, and the director Alan Taylor also directs some Game of Thrones episodes. So
Yeah, I guess.
I forgot. What role did Emilia Clarke play?
Daenerys,
in Game of Thrones.
No.
Daenerys.
Oh, in this film,
Sarah Connor.
Sarah Connor.
Okay.
Granted, dragons in a Terminator movie would have made anything more awesome, but we can have anything.
So I take it Genisys did not manage to get back.
No.
Um.
But then again, she's probably too old by this point. So
Yeah.
No, this is too old to play Sarah Connor by this point.
maybe
Yeah,
an
'cause,
older
like,
one or something.
They could have made something creative with the whole time travel we will see later, but
Yeah. Because I remember earlier in the film's development, there was actually word about Sarah Connor making another reappearance, since they actually did manage to get her actor back for Salvation of all things. So of course there was big talk about her, or a future her or something, showing up in this film. I guess that got taken out while in the film's production.
CGI and shit.
Oh, by the way, the script for this film was written by Leta Kalogridis and Patrick Lussier. And if you don't know who Leta Kalogridis is, she was one of the writers for Shutter Island, which I didn't like.
Oh boy. Oh hi, Arnie.
Hell, I'll give this one credit. They actually got the real Arnie.
Generic military speech!
Let's roll out, men!
I'm important because I'm shouting.
Yes, we are here today! For today, we get caught up on our Terminator commentaries! This day, we finally finished Terminator! Mr. Pedro, please overact as much as you can! Mr. Teal, try to balance it out with bland acting! Mr. Dwibs, to your director's stand!
Holy shit on a
action.
sandwich.
They may take away our lives,
Also,
but they'll never
Slow-mo.
take our freedom!
I wish Mel Gibson were in this movie, actually.
Oh, hey, CGI Arnie.
Oh, CGI Arnie's in this movie.
CGI Arnold?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Jova, how else could we replicate the Terminator from the first movie?
Oh, right. Oh, I thought that was, the actual Terminator that we were going to be focusing on. Okay.
No, that's just that Terminator we just saw was the Terminator that's going to be sent to the 1984 in the first movie.
There's two Arnies.
Free, actually.
Oh.
Yes, there's 3 Arnolds in this movie, but we'll get to that.
Terminator 5, Rise of the Arnolds.
So did they bring back his famous stunt double who starred in Salvation?
No, there's no stunt doubles, at least not that I know, because the action scenes involving Arnold don't really require stunt doubles, at least from what I can remember.
He just shoots stuff.
Yeah, and when it comes to the young Arnold, it's just a CGI version.
I know. What I was wondering is well, did they use what's that actor's name? You're the guy who they usually always bring into stunt double for Arnold. The same guy who did the motion cap and some of the acting.
Anyway, hold on, Jova. Tell me, does this look familiar to you?
Los Angeles, 1984.
Did we skip a scene or something?
That's right. Here we go. That's right. Now they're basically trying to recreate the opening scene from the first movie, shot by shot. I'm not even kidding.
I'll admit, it was neat of the Terminator films to often have the years, the times that they took place and, be the same date that the movie came out or was made. Like with the first one, 1984, and with the second one, 1998.
Okay,
Wait, hold on. Did Terminator 2 come out in 1998?
No, 1991.
Oh yeah, 1991. Sorry, I had that mixed up with another film.
Okay, so, Pedro, I know, when it comes to crap movies, people can blame either... Well, people always blame shit.
For being a CGI model, it looks fine enough.
Yeah, it looks fine enough.
Yeah.
Compared to other CGI stuff I've seen.
Okay, Pedro, when it comes to bad movies, people rightly blame the scriptwriter. Do you think the direction's at fault here as well?
Not really, to me at least. The direction is competent, at least. I don't really have to me, the big problem with this movie is the script, not so much the direction. The direction's fine.
I mean, Alan Taylor... Well, Alan Taylor's the most...
don't get me wrong, the action scenes... Don't get me wrong, the action scenes are bland as shit, but aside from that...
Sorry?
Yeah, the action scenes are bland as shit, but...
Hello?
By the way, Dave, might as well ask a question. In order to make the CGI Arnold, did they motion capture the normal Arnold and then they CGI his face?
Yeah, he mo-capped the face.
Oh, okay.
Alright, wait, can everybody
That's
hear
why
me?
he's so detailed.
I can hear you now, Pedro. What are you going to say?
Did you press your own mute button?
No, I didn't.
Mr. Pedro,
I cut out. Anyway, the point is... No, I didn't. It was Skype cutting out for me. Anyway, the point is, the action scenes are bland as hell, but aside from that, it's fine-ish.
He's a better director than McGee. The camera isn't...
Yeah. At least he actually is aware that tripods exist.
McGee managed to screw up the Terminator franchise in a way nobody would expect. I mean, he managed to make it not only terrible story-wise, but even action-wise. I mean, from what I've heard, the action here is still good for the most part.
It's forgettable to me.
The only one I can remember is Arnie's shooting at the other Arnie and the helicopter jump.
Yeah.
Which was in the trailers, by the way.
Yeah.
So basically, you spoiled
So yeah,
yourself.
basically we're reenacting the thing about Kyle Reese volunteering.
Can you feel the emotion coming off of Jai Courtney right now?
I'm really
Wait a
feeling
minute.
it.
Wait a minute, hold on.
What?
This is Paramount. You know what this movie could have used? A crossover
Popeye.
Star Trek. No, a crossover Star Trek. No, I'm serious. They're both Paramount licenses. There's a newer Star Trek. The Star Trek
Paramount
also
is
was
not
Star-
clever enough to establish something like that.
I know. But what I'm saying is, like, well, honestly, with a name like Terminator, Genisys, and everything,
It's like Warner Bros. Decided to do. Well, no, they already did Alien vs Predator, and that was awful. But
well, here's my thing about that. Is like, well, yeah, that was
they
terrible.
also did Jason vs Freddy, and that too was awful.
No, that
forget it.
was New Line.
Oh, okay.
I was well. I mean, okay. Look, it might have been awful. What I'm saying is, like, well, honestly, a lot of people actually thought this was going to involve Star Trek with the name Genisys, despite the Y. And honestly, even if it were kind of dumb, it would have made much more sense for it to be a crossover with Star Trek than for it to try and be, a complete reboot / sequel of the franchise.
Well,
that's
what they're trying. They're trying to do a Star Trek 2009-ish style reboot.
Yeah, reboot.
The
In a
problem
sense
is that
the series reboot
that's the sad
itself.
part. This movie is so shittily written. It actually makes
Orsi and Kurtzman.
Orsi and Kurtzman look like geniuses by comparison.
It's like, oh, here's my thing.
Don't
It's like,
get me
well,
wrong,
if this-
everybody. I actually like Orsi and Kurtzman. I know a lot of people don't, but I actually like them despite their problems. But Jesus Christ, is this movie? Anyway, go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, to wrap up my thing about the Star Trek crossover, is like, well, if this had been a Star Trek crossover with the newest Star Trek, yeah, arguably it could have turned out bad, and it might have been likely. But honestly, they made a Star Trek crossover. They would have had to spend much less time having to try explaining the whole time travel thing. Just say, hey, it's the same thing as Star Trek, and boom, that would have been it. It would have been a lot more simple since they could have just used a different dimensions theory. And honestly, there's a lot more of range of variety in the aesthetics and whatnot. It's like, well,
at least they remembered the no clothes rule when it comes to time travel in this series.
Here's one cool thing that I actually do like. Later on, is it now? I don't think it's now. Later in this movie, that's one detail that they added that I actually did like was that apparently they explain why you have to go naked into the time machine. Apparently, if you try to put anything aside from living things, the space-time thingy would just freak out and shit will explode and shit. So at least they give us a reason for that.
Okay.
but yeah, basically to wrap it up is like, well,
We'll be quick,
I mean,
then, Joe. I want to talk about something.
basically to sum it up, a Star Trek crossover could have saved this movie and given it more ideas for action and actual story expansion. It could have arguably been bad, but it still would have produced a lot of new material that would have gotten some praise.
Okay, so
So
here
this
we
is
go.
where the movie goes to absolute shit.
Oh,
I hope
great.
I hope you enjoy this good part because it's all downhill from here.
Also, can I just point out that everyone is staring at Kyle Reese's junk?
Well, hey, Teal. Technically, that very, it's like that
Okay.
very part of him could
Hold
be
on,
what
Bliss.
decides their fate.
Hang on.
Bliss wants to say something.
Now we're going to get a twist here.
Oh, hi, Matt Smith.
I Matt Smith very closely, okay?
But yeah, as I was about to say, Teal.
No, Joe, but not yet. Not yet. Here we go.
Okay.
What?
Okay. Never mind. Let's move on.
So John Connor was abducted by the Doctor.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I love how Job is in absolute silence now.
Anywho, as I was about to say,
Well,
The movie.
what's
I'm
going
sorry.
on?
I'm sorry, Teo. The movie's malfunctioning.
Is Kyle's re-seeing his own life or something?
Trust me, Teo. Wait till you hear the reason for this. It's gonna be a doozy.
Wibbly wobbly time travel does. Oh, fuck you!
And credits.
Ding. So
Wait,
yeah.
wait. So
Oh,
let me get
I get it. Steve Jobs is the villain of the movie.
But Theo is already dead. Unless of course
Well-
unless of course you're talking about Steve Jaws.
No. That's his ingenious master plan. He implanted his own conscience into a computer AI, like Hojo did in
So
terms of
Genisys is Skynet. So yeah, the world is now in danger from a smart.
Well, to be fair, Dwebs, you're kind of getting ahead of yourself. We're not there yet.
But he just said that Genisys is Skynet.
Okay, fine, whatever. Anyway, back to the first movie, quote unquote.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're gonna recreate the scene where Kyle lands on his ass.
Anywho, as
Sonic.
At this point, just go watch the good one. I mean,
Ow.
here we go.
Wow.
I don't remember that happening in the first movie, but fine.
Yeah.
guess the timeline got a bit
Well,
screwy.
you know, Pedro, it could have been worse. It could have been like Sonic landing on his face in the ground.
All right. Okay. Now coming up in this film in a bit is one of the biggest gripes I have with this movie.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Basically, this is where the point where the writers completely
Turn
stop.
into fanfic mode.
Not just that. Like you can tell that the writers were not even thinking about what they were writing. But hold on, you'll see what.
Here we go.
Oh, and now they're gonna try to recreate this scene.
The punksters and shit.
Except the acting is nowhere near as awesome as it was in James Cameron's
I
original.
mean, they're trying to duplicate them, but
Please put some effort into your acting, please. They don't even sound anything like them.
Yeah, they sound very forced.
Yeah, this is one of
look
those
at that.
cases
Okay,
where
it's not like that. It's fuck you, asshole. That's how you say it. Come on. And here we go, Jova. Guess what? This is our first
Wait.
twist.
Another TA town.
And here's older Arnie.
Oh, hi, old Arnie.
and here's the best part of the movie.
hold on, what did he say?
I've been waiting for
I've
you.
been waiting for you.
Okay, that was cool.
So yeah,
That was also cool.
I'll say it now. Actually,
Arnie versus Arnie.
Arnie is the best thing. I actually think Arnie is the best actor in the movie.
What does that do?
It's sad when Arnold Schwarzenegger is the best actor.
To be fair, by now he's gotten better, so that's not really
Yeah,
a bad
from what
thing.
it's
at this
told,
point.
at this moment, right now, he's basically faking these days his Austrian accent. Now he can talk in pure English whenever he wants.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, I expected Arnold Schwarzenegger to be the best actor in this film anyway,
Oh, yeah.
considering what they were presenting.
So yeah, Joe, you're probably questioning what the hell is happening. Why the hell are there two Arnolds?
No. Actually, I think I get what's going on.
What?
If they're going to, my theory is like, well, they're going to try and put a special twin on how time travel works. Let me guess, this Arnold Schwarzenegger's from a different time dimension universe who's trying to stop this one from creating the bad time dimension universe.
Not so much that, but you're on the right track.
Fuck.
So are they
Last time
pulling
I
something like
checked, last time I checked, Terminators did not have a heart.
Oh, you're right, Dwebs. That's the theme.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, that was actually a pretty good start.
Oh boy, here we go.
Oh boy, here we go.
Back to Mr. Bland. Anyway, this is
No,
where...
that's not. Here we go. This is coming up now. Is one of my biggest problems with this movie.
This is where, like I said, this is where the writers completely stopped thinking about what they were writing. But hold on. Okay, Joe, a question. Let's refresh your memory. Which Terminator got sent back to 1984 in the first movie?
The T-800.
Exactly.
Wait,
Oh,
And now there's a
guess.
T-1000 here for some
T-1000
reason.
here for some reason.
What the
let
hell?
me guess. Let me guess. Skynet sent another T-1000 because they foresaw whoever sent the good
No.
T-800.
But if you
Come
sent,
back
but if you got the more advanced model there already, why send the T800?
Think about it, Jova. This Terminator already has clothes, so obviously he's been here longer than Arnold. You know, the evil Arnold. So if we already have a Terminator to kill Kyle Reese in this time, and it's a T-1000, why send a T-800 afterwards? That makes no sense.
Because remember, Pedro, originally Skynet sent the T-800 to kill Sarah Connor, whereas now apparently, let me guess, another more advanced Skynet is sending back the T-1000 in advance so that he can be prepared exactly for where Kyle Reese shows up.
Okay, fine,
Practically putting his clothes on.
Fine, but why send the T-800 then? Why not just send the T-1000 since he's more advanced?
Yeah, haven't killed
Because they're still sending the T-800 after Sarah Connor. They're basically covering both bases.
Pedro, can I tell you a simple answer?
Go ahead.
Cheap fan service, even when it makes no sense.
Of course.
Well, actually, Dibs, I can see why. Okay, there are several possibilities. Not that I'm trying to defend this movie. I'm just saying I actually see the possibilities why. Option one.
Product placement.
Option one, this could still be the same Skynet from the first movie, so, that's still their actions of sending back the T-800 Arnold Schwarzenegger, and basically it's a newer Skynet who has learned that they're going to fail, sending back the T-1000 to deal with Kyle Reese. Option number two, this could be a completely different Skynet from a different time.
They never explain They never explained that, though. I mean, we're just supposed to. I mean, again?
They give Joe. If they don't explain it in the movie, then
that's all it is. It's a fan theory. I'll just quote you what the Smeghead said in his review of.
I'm not saying that it's legit. I'm just saying it's I can actually see a reason.
Okay.
Well, there's no reason given here, so
I'll just quote what Smeghead said in his Sucker Punch review. If it gets to a point where I think I should get credit as a screenwriter, then there's a problem.
Oh, I agree.
Don't you guys love how the CGI for the T-1000 hasn't improved that much from 1991?
Most subtle Terminator ever.
The CGI doesn't look real bad. But
really, you got it in your hands. He was getting arrested, and yet you still want to put your charade.
Also, this T-1000 is nowhere near as intimidating as Robert Patrick.
He looks Sulu from Star Trek.
He is. It's the same actor, I think, isn't he?
No.
Oh my God! Jesus. Okay, how many things are going to pop up that supports my theory that this should have just been a crossover with Star Trek? The name, the actors, the technology they use, the whole multiple time travel things. Is this just going to be me spouting about why this should have been a Star Trek crossover?
Honestly, we already had you talking about that, complaining about how it should have been whatever in the 1,000 Words commentary. So stick it to a minimum.
Coming up is my
commentary.
Okay,
never mind.
1,000 Words.
Coming up is my second pick for the biggest miscasting in this movie.
Emilia Clarke
as Sarah Connor.
Fan service.
How is this fan service?
Come with me if you want to live.
It's the catchphrase of the entire franchise.
You were talking about the line. I thought you were talking about the actress.
I'm sorry. I just don't. Okay, it's my biggest problem with Emilia Clarke is how she portrays Sarah Connor. It's not. I just don't buy it. I'm sorry.
So is this like a future Sarah Connor, or
okay? Here's another problem me and Dibs had. Okay, so apparently the T-1000 left a piece of himself as the lock of this truck. But wait a minute, I thought the T-1000 couldn't form complex shapes. We were told that by the T-800 in the Terminator 2. So now he can form complex shapes. Locks are complex shapes. They're not knives.
Do you mean door hinges?
Door hinges, whatever. Sorry, whatever. The point is...
Actually, Pedro, I hate to say it, but actually that kind of is legit, seeing as how in the 1980s, a lot of door handles actually could be picked with a...
Besides, Pedro, this is America, the country where doors can be broken with just poking at them.
Alright, let's just try to listen for a bit. See, there you go.
Oh, hello there.
Dun-dun-dun-dun. Okay, that's another time that theme actually shows up.
Basically, the timeline has been changed. Now things are different. So Sarah Connor already knows about the Terminators, and she's already a badass by this point.
Ah, okay, that's interesting.
Wow.
Well, honestly, this movie doesn't seem that bad so far. I mean, yes, some things have been confusing, but nothing too bad so far. Hey, even Arnold's gotten a lot better at this whole thing.
Yes, like I said, I think Arnold's the best thing in the movie.
Well, like I said, that's no surprise. Honestly, dude, I'd be more frightened if Arnold Schwarzenegger weren't the best actor in a Terminator film. Well, unless it's Terminator 2. I mean, don't get me wrong, he was great in that film, but Robert Patrick. Oh boy, Robert Patrick.
That's us.
Okay, film,
Kada.
pull off a few more good moments like this, and you will be officially better than Salvation in my eyes.
No, it is better than Salvation.
I know. I'm just saying it's like, well, I mean, so far, this movie at least seems at least on par with the previous Terminator films before Salvation. I mean, I'm actually kind of liking it so far.
Well, but that's you. You like everything.
Yeah.
No, I don't like everything. Besides, if it does end up not
Pedro, remember that while Joe did like some things in The Lone Ranger, overall, he
yeah, overall, I trashed it. I mean, ugh.
So yeah, okay, we missed what you just said. In this film, Judgment Day does not take place in 1997. It actually takes place in 2017.
Because we
course.
need to be dated, so...
Huh. Well...
Thank you.
You know, now that I think about it, this reminds me of a problem I have with Terminator 3, actually. If John Connor knew that Judgment Day was not really...
This bit. Look at this bit here.
Terminator 2.
Yeah, reference to Terminator. A deleted scene from Terminator 2 that was in the director's cut, I guess.
Anywho, but yeah,
check this out. Check this out.
Reminds me of a problem I have with
Sarah calls this Terminator Pops.
Okay. How cute. Another reference to Terminator 2.
Oh.
How meta.
Hey, that's actually a good personification for Arnold Schwarzenegger in Hollywood.
Expendables 2 did that joke better, I thought. That's right, Jova. This Terminator was sent to protect Sarah Connor. You're probably wondering, wait, when did that happen in the other movies? Well, we'll get an explanation later.
Sorta.
Oh, I know. In fact, I'm actually expecting a lot of explanations later in the movie because honestly, if there's one thing the opening act of this film has been, it's like laying Chekhov's guns all over the place. Seriously, I'm expecting an explanation for why. Well, for what happened to John Connor, an explanation for why this Terminator sent to protect her.
They explained that. The problem is that it still doesn't make
You're
any sense.
not gonna like the explanation.
The problem is that no, he is gonna like them. It's just that they don't make any sense.
Wait. What do you mean I'm gonna like them?
I said not.
Well, the thing about... Oh, okay, hold on.
No, even Pedro said I'm gonna like them.
This movie is not, painful to sit through like Salvation.
Yeah. See, the thing with me is
Chinese.
I was actively when I was watching this film with me dad and me friend. At certain points in the film, I was looking at me friend, and we were both like, "What the fuck's going on?"
Mm-hmm. See, the thing with me is like, well, I don't get confused that easily by when plot points are, sort of hinted at or first brought up, because often I just wait to see till the film will actually explain it, or will set up for a sequel to explain such. Because, often at this point...
Jova, sequel looking should not be a common practice by standard.
I'm not saying that it should be. What I'm saying is often when a movie that's not that bad to me at first hints at some stuff, I often wait to see if they actually do explain it before I get confused. That said, there are some exceptions where a film does enrage me enough for me to start asking the questions and not wait for the answer.
So yeah, the T-1000 is still after them.
But yeah, anywho, going back to what I was saying earlier, a lot of his time
You
travel
can't
stuff
hurt him.
reminds
He has the Bluesmobile. He's bulletproof.
See, here's my problem. See, the T-1000 doesn't actually add anything to the story. It's just here so we can have action scenes. There's
And
no
CGI.
There's no point in adding the T-1000 to this timeline. It's just here for fan service.
I guess also to add another challenge. Anywho, though, all this time travel reminds me of an issue I have with Terminator 3. John Connor and his wife, knew that the Armageddon wasn't really going to happen on 1997, but actually happened in, say...
Joe, but you've already complained about this in the commentary for Terminator 3.
No, I haven't.
You haven't?
Wait, no, I haven't. Let me finish. I was about to bring up. I mean, if John Connor knew that, the actual apocalypse wasn't going to happen on 1997, but actually whatever year Terminator 3 took place in, why the heck didn't he just tell his younger self or his mother or have Kyle Reese inform them of that, in the first or second films? They never actually addressed that anywhere whatsoever.
Don't you see, Joe? By changing the future, you change the past.
I mean, heck, I'll give George Lucas credit. At least he actually went out of his way to actually try and explain why certain things that happened in the later movies actually happened in relation to the prequels.
Wait, the
That
later
makes
movies?
me think.
I'm talking about...
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, so apparently the Terminator came after her as a kid this time.
Yeah,
Huh.
we're going to actually, Joe. But let's just say he came in to protect her. There was another Terminator who, let's just say they added a whole new thing about the Sarah Connor that doesn't really need to be here anyway.
I get what she's saying.
Here's
She's
another
basically
main
saying-
problem with this movie.
childhood.
Here's one other main problem with this movie. Even if you want to ignore the fact that the plot makes no sense, the characters in this movie are bland as shit.
I don't know. Arnold Schwarzenegger's doing well.
Okay, fine.
that's-
Aside from Arnie. Fine. Aside from Arnie.
Yeah, they're pretty bland.
Jai Courtney, trust me, Job. I don't. He doesn't. He's no Michael Biehn. Trust me.
Oh, and guess what? This T-1000 also has in this movie.
What?
T-1000's in this movie. Hang on, I'll wait till the scene comes up. It'll give me the perfect opportunity to explain.
Yeah.
Wait.
I'm still Chinese for some reason.
Oh, Terminator T-1000s have healing powers.
Yes. For some reason.
Well, didn't he also have a healing power in Terminator 2?
No, it
No,
can
he didn't.
repair other Terminators.
Yes.
Oh, repair other Terminators.
Even though we never established that in Terminator 2, but okay.
Well, I guess I can give the film leniency in that there never was another Terminator that the T-1000 was trying to repair, so
I guess.
sure, why not?
It's just the problem is that
That's CGI. Ugh.
The CGI seems fine.
I honestly think that CGI there looks worse than Salvation.
What? I'm sorry, what?
At least on the Terminator models.
I'm not really seeing it, but yeah. Then again, it's a bit hard to see what's going on.
yeah.
Yeah, goddamn cinematographer, just brighten it up a tad.
Yeah.
Oh, I
it's
get it.
It's like I'm watching Alien vs Predator 2.
Hey, if I didn't know better, I'd say this is an homage to Terminator 1 when they were in the factory scene.
Oh yeah, this movie's a lot of fan service.
Yeah, but you can't disguise bad movies with fan service.
Yeah.
Well, I'll give Skynet this. At least it's actually doing what all the fans have been asking why the heck they didn't do and sending more Terminators back to, get every single possible person related to Kyle Reese and John Connor.
Oh.
So yeah, repairing the T-800 was completely pointless in the long run.
Well, wait, the T-800's dead?
Yep.
Huh.
No, I'm talking about the T-800 that T-1000 repaired,
The
not Pops.
CGI Arnie.
I'm not talking about Pops. I'm talking about the CGI Arnie one.
Oh, and in the credits, Good Arnie's credited as the Protector.
You're gonna have to bear with us, Joba, because there's 3 Arnie, so this can get a bit confusing.
No, sorry. He's credited as Guardian.
Maybe it
Hashtag-
might be.
Hashtag
Yeah.
2 Arnold.
Honestly, Theo, not Theo. Honestly, Dwebs, I just call him Pops because the whole garden thing is never mentioned in the entire movie. So what the fuck?
Blame the creditors.
Yeah. Honestly, don't worry. You guys don't need to talk me too much for the movie. I can pretty much get a semblance of what's going on as long as I can hear the characters talk.
I can barely see anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is like Alien vs Predator 2. Jesus Christ, that movie was dark. Sarah!
Oh boy, we're doing this again.
Well, shoot both in the leg and see what happens.
Actually, Theo, that's exactly what she's gonna do. Well, in the foot, not in the leg, but yeah. We already did this in Terminator 2.
Sarah! Sarah! Can you imagine 2 snows and you have
Oh
to guess
man,
who's
Jesus
Sarah?
Christ, I don't think we could handle 2 snows.
I thought you said that Snow gets to be a better
Busted.
character by Lightning Returns. So.
Yeah, but we're not there yet, are we?
Go!
Oh, and I love this one. Apparently, water damages the T-1000 for some reason.
I think it's acid.
Is it? Did they ever actually explain that it's acid?
Well, water can't.
Oh, that is
That'd
acid.
be too
They're in a
stupid.
factory. It makes sense.
Okay, but wait a minute. Why is there acid in a sewer?
It's a factory, Pedro.
I guess it leaked stuff. Since it was abandoned. Oh, come on.
Wait, it's a Wait, what? Oh, okay, never mind. So wait a minute. I thought the
Don't give me a
T-1000
kiss.
the T-1000 should be able to take care of Arnie just fine. It's a more advanced prototype. And yet it kills them incredibly easy. But then
but
again,
remember,
but then again, as Dwibs knows, it's gonna
but
be even
remember,
more bullshit
Pedro,
later on, right, Dwibs? Anyway, go ahead, Jova.
but remember, Pedro, the quote-unquote protector says that he's old but not obsolete,
I
which
don't
means he's ripened with age.
Absolutely. That doesn't. I mean, in Terminator 2, Arnold could lost in a direct head-to-head fight with Robert Patrick, so he shouldn't be able. But now, for some reason, he can handle himself against not only a T-1000, but as we're going to see later on in the climax, even stronger Terminators. But we'll see. Oh, and here's this one, ladies and gentlemen. With 1980s technology, somehow Sarah Connor and Arnie managed to build a time machine. Yes.
1.21 gigawatts. Anyone?
No, you can't. Wait a minute. No, how the hell do you manage to build a time machine with 1980s technology if the time machine is only going to be invented in the 2029?
Maybe they asked help to William Hurt's son.
Pedro, if you would allow fanfare, note, I'm not trying to defend this film, I'm just saying I actually see a reason why. Basically, if they combine parts from actual 1984 with stuff the older Arnold Schwarzenegger brought with him, then yeah, they could, his actual circuits, assuming they used parts of him.
Okay.
No, actually, Joe, but they explain it. The only future technology they use is the chip, the chip processor from the T-800 that they just killed. But that's it. They just use the chip. The rest of the equipment is just 1980s stuff. So how did they build all this?
Okay, they can't bring.
I get what they're doing now.
They can't bring Arnie with them because
his arm is
his arm's exposed, and well, as we all know, you can't bring dead objects with you through time.
Stuff.
Yeah. Anyway, Pedro, I think I get what they're trying to do now. They're making a reference to Terminator 3. You remember how in Terminator 3, one being from the future was able to affect the entire system, which created a virus that somehow started the apocalypse?
Oh, yeah. So?
Well, they're paying homage to that, in that, it was basically from that one data thing that basically, at the time then, modern technology is able to get boosted incredibly to be able to perform major feats. That's actually a thing in the Terminator universe, where apparently something as small as a data chip from a far enough future can actually boost modern technology to the point of being able to pull off feats like this. Which I hate to say was actually established in Terminator 3, so god dang it, that's actually good shit.
Okay, okay. Can I have my turn now?
Come on.
Okay, in this movie, the Skynet is spread. Skynet's like a Trojan horse. You know what Trojan horses are in computing?
Yeah.
you know.
Well, that's how it's going to use the Genisys program to infect every machine in the world and make it, bad.
We're not quite there
Oh,
yet,
wow,
Webs. You're
so
getting
see-
ahead of yourself.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Besides, are Trojan horse still a thing these days?
we'll get back to that, Webs. Don't worry. We'll
Basically,
talk about when that's relevant. But anyway,
Yeah. Yep.
another thing. So guess what? Kyle
Hold on.
Reese... Oh, what? What is it?
I was trying to listen to the conversation. Oh, I think I get it. So basically, okay, let me guess. This is from a Skynet in the future that actually did manage to sync with Genisys, and that's why they're sending so many Terminators because
No,
they have
it's not
that
that.
power.
Basically, Joe, what happens is ever since the timeline got changed, Kyle has had these new memories that he doesn't know where they came from, and his memories tell him that Judgment now happens in 2017, not in 1997. So he's trying to blackmail them, forcing them to go to 2017 because that's where they should go, even though he has no proof of this.
But that's another thing, though. I mean, why would you go to a point in time where you've only got hours to try and stop the
Thank
threat?
you. Even though they have a time machine, they choose to go only a few hours before it happens, giving them very little time to prepare.
So really, they're just making it
talk
harder
to
for
the
themselves.
Talk to the hen, I guess.
Ugh.
Eh. Really? That's all it takes to convince the determined Sarah Connor?
Well, this is setting up something later on. Okay, I know Michael Bihn's too old to play.
Wait a minute! Oh my God!
Hang on. I can't
Go
finish.
on!
I can't
Go
finish
on!
my
Go on!
sentences now.
Go on, Vibbs! Go on!
I know we can't exactly have Michael Biehn nowadays to play Kyle Reese, unless it's like a very old one or something. But could they at least get someone who can
Act.
act? I mean, Jai Courtney makes Channing Tatum look like Orson Welles.
You know, okay, that beat he just gave her, is that a reference to Salvation? The same thing he
no.
gave to the woman he actually did love in that time?
Actually, Joe, but this movie's trying to retcon Salvation, so no.
Oh, I get that, but I mean, well, that's the same beat he gave to the girl in that, which is actually a reference to, oh, God.
You're reading too much into it, Joe.
Pedro, it's a time-traveling one that, is basically centered around time traveling and retconning stuff. I think reading a bit too much in it is kind of to call for, just this once.
I'm falling into arsehole territory again.
We are?
Well, then again, it's that. Again, this is going to be one of those commentaries where there's so many times I either get interrupted or can't get a word in edgeways, so I get agitated.
Oh, fine. Go ahead and talk. Well, talk, Webs.
Basically,
Well,
you
not
guys
now,
don't need to...
Well,
not now,
wait,
obviously.
then what? Then
Wait. I have a question, actually.
Yeah?
Since we're both gonna use the time machine,
Yes.
does that mean that we have to use both of them naked?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Of course.
Okay.
Well,
This movie's
what were you...
picked up a tier already.
No, well.
What were you expecting? I mean, hey,
It was just a detail that didn't occur to me up until now.
Yeah. Well, they've kept that detail up for this whole film, so yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you remember when this film had a whole action pack of awesomeness and all that action going on? Why are we spending this much time pondering just going into the time machine?
Because they're trying to develop the characters and doing it badly.
I
Okay.
guess.
Okay, movie. I'd say you already did enough developing for Kyle Reese. I mean, we've already had like
A
at
backstory in
least
the
two
beginning.
big film. I mean, we've already had a few films going into Kyle Reese's backstory. I mean, okay. The whole new timeline memories, that's fine, but do you really need to flesh him out that much when we already pretty much know the gist of his and Sarah Connor's characters?
Yeah.
Okay.
One thing you'll find out, Jove, is that these two actors, even though they're supposed to be in love, they don't have any chemistry whatsoever.
Oh God. So in a way, Salvation still managed to
But then
ruin
again,
that in a meta sense.
but then again, I'm pretty sure it's impossible for an actress to have chemistry with Jack Courtney.
Oh my God, they have no chemistry. So I guess in a meta way, Salvation still is intact.
Arnie, stop trying to explain this. It's not going to make any sense either way.
Anyway,
Wait, if Arnold can't go, why is he stripping down? Oh wait, never mind. No,
there
never mind. No, that was John Courtney. Yeah, the scene is so dark; it's a bit hard for me to tell who's talking. Oh, what's wrong, matey?
Okay.
basically, Pops is telling her, remember to mate with him because John Connor and shit.
Aww, that's a cute reference to the ending of Terminator 2.
Joe, most of this movie is references.
Yeah.
I know, but at this point, pointing out references is the most fun I'm having at this point.
True.
I mean,
I can see what he means.
Penis joke.
Well, be careful, Tio. That very junk could be what decides the fate of our universe.
No, but I mean, did we seriously need a penis joke in a Terminator movie?
Honestly, I could use something lighthearted after Salvation. I mean, yeah, it's a stupid joke, but considering how try-hard Salvation was, that honestly just sailed over my head.
Well, this is awkward.
Very awkward.
Why, Mr. Pedro, how awkward do you think this is?
Jova, just let me do the God damn it, I'm blanking out again.
But remember, I'm usually the one. But usually I'm the one who plays the Star Trek captain during these Terminator commentaries. Oh, maybe I should try Picard. And
You're not bold enough, Jova.
yeah, you're right. I'll just stick with Shatner. That's a lot easier to riff off of.
There we go.
So, let me guess. In the future, they're going to meet another Arnold Schwarzenegger, basically this one before he got sent back.
Yeah,
because
okay.
they're actually the ones who send him back.
It's kind of like in Chrono Trigger when they leave Robo cultivating the desert, and when we jump ahead 500 years later and find
Okay,
it.
I should mention they said earlier in the film they can only use this time machine once.
Yeah.
And now we're in 2017.
But yeah, you see, why not? Why are you going back to a day before the whole thing goes to shit?
Why not
Hey,
just go
Dwibs,
back?
you're reminding me of my main complaint about Sonic 06.
Wait, and they teleported in the middle of a road?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, this is the future?
Yeah, 2017.
Huh.
Well, to be fair, it's 2 years from now, so...
And they should.
Oh, that's one way to get to first base.
So, here's my question. How come his back isn't broken?
Oh my
Because
god.
he's the almighty Jai Courtney, remember?
Oh, okay. Because...
Oh my god, we're gonna,
I don't care-
this
I
is
don't
like
care
GTA,
how
we're
buff-
gonna arrest him immediately.
I don't care how buff he is. That would break anyone's back.
Oh, sorry, I pressed pause by mistake.
You pressed pause by mistake.
We are in 52, 43, 44, 45.
52, 57.
Okay,
Okay.
we'll clue you in.
Okay. Goddamn touchpads.
Okay, and now. There we go. Anyway, where were we? Oh yeah. It's time for J.K. Simmons to show up.
Really? J. Jonah Jameson is in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he has no reason to be in here, but yeah, he's in here.
I guess the director or on the screenwriter played Portal 2 and wanted to make a sort of a reference to that.
Oh, here it is.
What?
It's their backstory, although.
Oh, so a Terminator killed her parents. Hmm.
Sorry.
You know, joking aside, actually, the way she's actually fleshing out her backstory here, it's not that bad. I mean, it actually establishes that Terminators are upping their game and actually coming after the family to the point where they're going even after Sarah Connor when she was like practically a kid.
Here's
It
my
sounds
problem,
like it's
though. Here's my problem, though. So when liquid metal started rising from the boat, from the water into the boat, her father said, and I'm quoting her, "Go run, Sarah, run." Question: how does her dad know what a Terminator is?
That's actually what I was about to point out. It sounds like the movie's hinting that it's come to the point where they're even going after
Oh, here we
her
go.
parents.
Basically,
Here's our-
basically, Joe, T-1000 was sent to kill Sarah Connor, but somebody, I don't know who, sent a T-800 to protect her. So that's Pops.
This looks like adolescent Arnie.
So this is Bob's, not Bob, sorry, Pops. This is Pops in 1973.
Wait, if this is 1970, if this is the 70s, shouldn't he still be in Hercules in New York mode?
Okay, so basically she's 10. Okay. By the way, here's another thing. She just told her that she's 11 in this one, which means that, okay, 1973 minus 11, that means that she was born in 1962. But in Terminator 3, they told us that she was born in 1959.
But Pedro, I thought you said Terminator 3 is retconned here.
I know, but couldn't you try to have some semblance of
Well,
consistency?
the origins, the date birth of Sarah Connor should have not been retconned.
Then again, can we just chalk this up to the whole timeline getting
Besides,
screwed up?
his whole backstory of her and her parents going to a cabin near a lake reminded me just of the Beaver Falls song that Mystery Science Theater 3000 gave.
By the way, I gotta love how the Terminator, they sent, okay, here's my question. If back in 1973 they sent a T-1000...
Hi, J.K. Simmons.
Actually, here's another question I have, Joe, for you. Okay, so
Wait, hold on. Is that J.K. Simmons?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Wow, what a bad haircut they chose for him.
Here's a question for you, Jova.
Yes.
Okay, so you're trying to argue that even though there was already a T-1000 in 1984, they still sent a T-800 just to, cover their bases. Okay, fine. But here's my problem. Why didn't they cover their bases by sending a second T-1000? Why send a less advanced prototype? Why not just send another T-1000?
Well, actually, Pedro, that was one of my options. My other option was like, well, basically, this is still the same Skynet, from the first movie, and this is just a more smarter Skynet that years later sent back the T-1000. However, it also sounds like they did send back a second T-1000, the one that tried to kill Sarah Connor when she was a kid.
It's the same one.
No.
Oh, never mind. Never mind then. In that case, I'd go with option number one of my theories that basically it's the same old Skynet that sent back the T-800, and then it's an even more future Skynet that sends back the T-1000 to then cover that base.
That makes no sense, but fine.
Okay, I think...
I know. It's
Okay,
but yeah, going back to what I was
Hold
saying.
on, let Web speak, otherwise they'll go nuts.
Well, I just had one quick thing to say, I was trying to say earlier. Allow me. Basically, I do like the thought of, the Skynet getting smart to the point where they're sending T-1000s to go after Sarah Connor's entire family lineage. That actually does sound like an interesting concept. Granted, it sounds like it's not that well executed, but a good concept. I'll pick up more on that later. Go on, Dwebs.
Okay, my biggest problem with Emilia Clarke as Sarah Connor is that her attempts to act tough are kind of phony.
Yeah.
I
I'm guessing
don't
that's-
buy for 1 second that she's
Sarah Connor.
Yeah, nothing against Emilia Clarke. I haven't seen her in anything else. Maybe she's good in Game of Thrones. I don't know. But
Yeah, she's
this
good
mo-
as Daenerys.
But in this movie,
Well, it's not like she has anything to work with anyway.
no, she's got a crap script. I mean,
Yeah.
I bet even if Jai Courtney was a good actor, he'd have a hard time.
I'm wondering, are they like directing her to like act as, the kind of person who tries to act tough but just comes off as cheesy purposely because that's what they
No.
seem to be
She's
going
actually
for?
she's actually supposed to be the tough Sarah Connor we know in T2.
Yeah.
Wait, but she's a younger one who's apparently basically just John Connor in Terminator 2.
No, but that's the thing, Joe.
Except-
Apparently, we're supposed to assume that the Pops trained her to be a badass ever since she was a little kid.
Sure, why not? Okay. So basically, let me guess, she tries to act tough but still comes off as cheesy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Jova. Jova. You know one thing I want to point out.
What?
We've been giving American roles to British actors.
Yeah, what about it?
Emilia Clarke's British,
Okay.
and Jai Courtney's Australian.
She does a good job with her American accent.
okay.
That's fine.
The accent's fine. It's just I know I'm just pointing it out just for.
I mean, seriously, dude. When we have Hugh Jackman playing one of the
and Jason Clarke's Australian as well.
yeah,
Really, I think the worst American accent in this movie is Matt Smith.
Yeah.
That's because he's very, very British. Whoa.
Anywho, my take on Emilia Clarke's character in this film is, one who tries to act tough but comes off as cheesy as a result.
Yeah.
Not an uncommon performance. I mean, granted, I have no idea what exactly the directorial tactics were, but that's what I'm getting from her performance.
Okay, basically, J.K. Simmons is apparently a guy who saw the Terminators.
He was the police officer who was with Kyle when the T-1000 was attacking him.
Yeah. So basically, he's here now trying to prove that Kyle's from the future and shit, or from the past, or whatever. He's from another time.
He's a time traveler.
You see what happened? It's like what Johnny said in the Sonic 06 review. Time
Time
travel's
travel
very
is
hard.
bullshit.
Time travel's a really hard concept to get right.
Unless you focus little on it.
You need good.
You need to
very
be
specific
careful,
rules.
otherwise you can easily make huge mistakes.
Okay,
Yeah.
and here's another one thing that pisses me the fuck off right from the moment when I saw
Oh,
the
hi,
trailer. That's right. Even though he was apparently killed in the future.
You, Patrick Harris? Is that you?
No, it's John
Jason
Connor,
Clarke.
aka
I
John
know.
Connor.
I was
So
just joking
so yeah,
because of the
so yeah. Again, so here's a question for those who probably haven't seen the trailer. We've all seen the trailers, right?
Yeah, the problem is that the trailer, kind of spoils everything.
Yeah. Joe, have you seen the trailers for this movie?
Yeah, a while
Then,
ago. I
do
remember
you
there
know?
being-
Then do you know what's John Connor's role in this movie?
Well, to be fair, that was kind of talked about in almost every single press release about the movie.
So yeah, you're probably wondering. Wait a minute. If he was hit by if he was killed by Matt Smith, who was
kidnapped.
or kidnapped or whatever, or who was apparently the Terminator in disguise, what's he doing here now?
Well, let me guess. There's going to be a big plot twist involving him, isn't there?
Yes, there
Joe,
is.
they spoiled the plot twist in the trailers.
Yes,
What
they
a
did.
twist. Yeah, whoever
Yeah.
edited the trailer should be fired.
Wonder if it was the
Yeah.
same person who did the trailer for Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, it's like, honestly, yeah, it reminds me of stuff like
Oh, I
Sonic
love this one.
Lost.
I actually like this one. Here we go. This is current age Arnold. So yeah, basically there's three Arnies in the movie. CGI Arnie, 1984 Arnie, which is the real Arnie, but with some makeup to make him look younger. And here's the actual real Arnie in all of his. How old is he again?
Very late. Hang on, I'll check. He is
Don't
68.
save me, bro.
So yeah, now we're watching 68-year-old Pops.
Oh, I get it now. That's what they're going for. So yeah, okay. They're running on the basis that this is a T-800 that has matured, had a lot of experience fighting quote unquote more advanced models.
Actually, he's just been standing in that underground place for all those years.
Yeah.
Oh, I get that. What I'm saying is like, well, at this point, I'm the Arnie that was sent back, unless that's the exact same one that's going to get sent back and really nothing happens that much. My guess is that the film's excuse is like, well, basically, since this is a more older one that survived over the ages, apparently he must have had experience fighting off more advanced models. Yeah, it's a stupid excuse, but that's probably what the movie's running for. Then again,
Oh, Joe, but just wait till the climax. We'll get to that in the climax.
you know, this sort of goes back to another problem I had with Terminator 3. I mean, honestly, if this Terminator like the same character who's been with us since like Terminator 2, if it were the same Terminator, then yeah, it would make sense about why he's able to take on more advanced models because, well, that's sort of been his thing at this point, taking out models way more advanced than him. So of course he would have had experience. Did they like, get a data chip from that old Terminator or something?
No.
In this new timeline?
Not really.
No.
The only chip they used was the T800 one that Arnie killed.
Alright. Okay, so basically what's going on now is that John Connor is trying to get them out of here so that they can help him stop Skynet from coming to being or some shit like that. Which, of course, nobody bought that because we already got, like we've said, we got the plot twist spoiled in the trailers.
I mean, heck, even if we didn't have the plot twist spoiled, let's look at it like this. The last time we saw John Connor, he was literally being held in a death grip with the guy's hands
And
practically
how
burning
could
his
you have
face.
known about the 2017 thing?
Exactly.
Not to mention the fact that he was surrounded by double agents. I mean, seriously, I don't care what advanced technology he has.
Actually, Joe, apparently it was just Matt Smith, I think.
Yeah, it was just Matt Smith. Everyone else got killed.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, well, in that case, either way, then,
Great, a
how the heck did he
stereotypical,
escape just like
fat
that?
guard that doesn't do his job. Where's his coffee mug and donut? Talk to the bear.
Talk to the bear, bitch.
Although, did they ever explain where this T-800 came from, in the first...
No. This T-800...
Oh,
no, Joey. This T-800 is Pops. He's the one we left back in 1984.
He got sent back by... We'll find out in the sequel.
No. I get that.
Oh, you mean Pops? Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
you mean when he sent
Yeah.
when we sent back from the future in 1973 to protect Sarah? Yeah, we never find out who. I suppose we're supposed to assume it's the Resistance. I guess.
That is stupid. I mean, okay, that's stupid. Every Terminator film, even Salvation, explains at some point who sent back the Terminator to help. Yet this film doesn't?
No, it doesn't.
Nope.
I'm guessing we're supposed to assume it's the Resistance.
Oh god, now the plot's starting to get lost to me. It's like, okay, the plot.
Just now.
It's like this. It's like,
Oh wait, hold on, Jova. If you think that's stupid, wait till we get the reveal. Hold on.
We're gonna get that in a minute.
Yeah, the reveal. I mean, well,
okay, fine. We know that John Connor is.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
So I'm guessing that this Terminator was programmed to honor Sarah Connor's orders.
No. He already knows that John Connor is an evil guy.
Oh, I know that. But I'm saying it's like, well, that's usually how T-800s work. It's like, well, they're usually programmed to obey one person's orders. So is this one apparently?
Apparently he's not obeying her. So I guess not.
So I guess this is a more advanced T-800 that has
no. No, they just didn't get. Actually, no. Never mind. Turns out he does obey her. Never mind.
Oh.
That's usually the modus operandi. That's usually what the modus operandi when. There we go.
Here we go.
Okay, basically, Jova. Apparently, all Matt Smith had to.
No machines.
Matt Smith, apparently, because Matt Smith touched him in the face, that somehow turned John Connor from a human into a Terminator. You figured that one out.
No. Actually, Pedro, this is a simple one. It's Terminator logic. There's always going to be a more advanced Terminator that can do something super special.
I get that.
How did he even do that?
Yeah, how does that work? How do you turn a human being into a machine like that? That's not
nanomachines.
Nanomachines, son.
Yeah. That's how they usually do it, nanomachines, and I'm guessing that guy infected him with some.
Like,
But all
the
he did-
entire point of Metal Gear Rising is to demonstrate how stupid that concept is.
Yeah.
Okay, Pedro, allow me to make your life easier. Basically, in a lot of fantasy and fiction stories, a lot of writers like to pretend like DNA is literally like Lego blocks. Like you can just put this in here, and then boom, you can
I'm
pretty
not
much
even
change your
kidding,
entire
Pedro.
shape.
That's usually what Hollywood thinks about
Are you
DNA.
serious?
Yeah.
Yep. So pretty much, pretty much from what I can get, they're telling us that nanomachines are able to turn John Connor's DNA into that of a Terminator. There you go.
Wait, the Terminators don't have DNA. What?
No. It's a
technically-
nanomachine. It's able to affect the DNA
Oh, I
and thus
see.
make him more robotic.
There-
Yes,
Basically, he's
Your
a
accent
cyborg.
sucks, dude.
So,
Okay, Joe, I get it.
technically
I get it.
speaking, he's more machine now than man.
Oh my god! I just realized something. Him being a cyborg. This is a reference to Terminator Salvation. No.
Kind of, I guess.
Oh my god!
So
You know what
there
else
you go,
is in
dudes. There's the answers to our problems, to our questions in the discussion. Turns out human bodies are like Lego bricks.
You know, guys, I'm surprised that you two didn't know about that.
I
surprised-
probably blocked it off my mind because it's so fucking stupid.
Kyle, are you seriously menacing the advanced prototype Terminator with a Desert Eagle?
Honestly,
what I
Joe,
also-
honestly, Joe, but the reason probably me
Wait,
and
wait,
Webs
wait,
kind of
wait,
refuse
wait,
to
wait,
accept that is
hang on,
because
hang
it's
on.
fucking stupid.
Hang on. Okay.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
I'm just
Oh,
surprised
let
that you
Web
guys never
speak.
knew
Let
about
Web
that
speak.
writer's tag.
What is
Hang
it,
on,
Webs?
Okay, Sarah just asked, without us you're never born, John Connor says who?
Says who?
biology.
Says biology, yeah, what Web said.
Yeah.
Well, we kind of established right now that biology has no real meaning in the eyes of a machine.
So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, our villain for the movie, John Connor. As someone who
It's basically destroying the last thing the Terminator franchise was trying to have.
like seriously, like John Connor is
Terminator 3 destroyed the whole change in destiny. Terminator 4 almost destroyed the whole humans winning against the machine, and now this movie is destroying the character of John Connor itself.
my problem with this is that there's no real reason for John Connor to be the villain. He's just the villain, but like they don't do anything interesting with it. He's just the villain because.
Well, here's my take on it. It's like, well, okay. The idea of John Connor being made into a Terminator actually has a lot of potential. It's like, well, okay, if the movie had been better, here's what I would have done if I had to make John Connor the Terminator. I would have made it that him being the Terminator would give Skynet the edge in that this is a Terminator that if you... Anywho. Oh, it's a magnet.
It's
Anywho,
a
is
magnet.
that-
Remember,
is that
he's metal.
dangerous?
He's metal, so yeah.
Yeah, anywho, here's what I would have done if I were a writer. Up the stakes. It's like basically by making John Connor a Terminator, you then make it that he's a Terminator that the heroes can't risk killing because, well, if you would kill this particular John Connor, then you pretty much doom the resistance, and bam, there's your advantage. So then the heroes have to try and find some way to defeat him without killing him. Bam, there's actually a better... Well, there's better...
Well, that's not... well, that's not...
Unfortunately, this is...
That's not what this movie's going for, Jova.
Shadow Step.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's like, well, this film is wasted potential. I mean, seriously, you have literally in front of you one of the perfect plot twists to do with having John Connor
Please
be a
don't tell me he's
Terminator.
dying already.
No, he's not. He's just getting sucked into the magnet.
Oh,
But he's
see?
not-
Oh, isn't that cute? Jai Courtney's trying to emote.
Oh, well, what do you know? They actually did make him into a bunch of nanomachines. Huh. But yeah, I mean, I'm surprised that you and Dwibs actually didn't know about that fiction trope that a lot of writers like to do with DNA.
Yeah.
Well, this is a fanfic, so
Oh, hey, Dwibs, you know what else? Dwibs, I've actually reminded us something. Hey, remember what... Hey, Dwibs, John Connor being a cyborg Terminator, doesn't that remind you of a certain ending or two that, didn't make it into Terminator Salvation?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the one where they actually took off John Connor's skin, put it on the cyborg character, and then he kills everyone.
Yeah,
Wow.
Why
So
would
this-
you use scrapped stuff from a crap film?
Not mention bad scrap stuff.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, even the likes of Mick G and the entire crew of Salvation knew that was too stupid to do.
But yeah, Alan
And yeah,
Taylor,
this
Calagridis,
film-
and Patrick Lucier, I think it's okay.
As long as Paramount is paying me, I'll do whatever the fuck I
You know-
want.
It's like, okay. I'll say this again to some fans out there who may call me out for this. I see the potential in having John Connor be a Terminator. I really do. But
But it's done badly.
yeah, it's like, seriously, how do you mess up that? I mean, it's like one of the easiest concepts to do. Make it that simply killing him will affect the timeline negatively. Bam, there's your conflict. Yet you don't even take advantage of that. Granted, this is the future John Connor, so that explains the wasted potential. But in that case, why didn't Matt Smith just go back into the past and affect past John Connor? Effectively
Because
making him a Terminator.
because he's all machine as well.
Yeah. You see,
But-
Jova, Matt Smith is not just any Terminator. He's actually the living embodiment of Skynet.
So why... Yeah, but he's covered in human skin. Why can't he go back like the other Terminators?
Look at the pretty bunny.
Yeah, look at the
Look,
pretty
fan
bunny.
service.
Yeah,
Are you serious? That plot hole is left open?
yes, it is.
Wow.
and here's another one. Welcome to Cyberdyne.
Are they
Are
the
we
new
into-
shield building
Hold on.
at the end of
Okay,
Age of Ultron?
well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this movie's Cyberdyne. And now we're looking at Miles Dyson and his son, and turns out John Connor is helping them create Skynet. Sure.
Why?
Because
No,
because
seriously, why? There's absolutely no reason. They already made Skynet, hence why Skynet still exists. Why is John Connor going back and helping them all of a sudden? Look, it made sense in Terminator 3 when the female Terminator had to go back and actually produce the virus that created the evil Skynet, but here, there's no point. None
Speaking of
whatsoever.
which,
You
is
know-
there going to be a
you know, it's-
T3000? It is like the one
no,
of Terminator 3.
yeah, it is. Basically, Jova,
Yes.
not Jova.
John Connor's the T3000.
No, I was asking a model like the one in Terminator 3, the one with the Mega Buster.
That's the TX.
The TX.
The TX.
Wait. John Connor's the T3000. Shouldn't
Yeah.
that be technologically inferior to the TX then?
The TX was just I don't know, Jova. Honestly, the event of
The
Terminator.
TX was just a female Mega Man.
Yeah.
Oh, I
But-
get that. But I mean, well, scientifically speaking, isn't 3000 inferior to X unless
I
they're
don't
using?
even know. I don't even know, Jova.
The
Honestly.
movie isn't going to explain it, so why should we even bother?
You know, Pedro, this reminds me of that rant you had in Salvation, where you questioned why the heck the gigantic Terminator in that film was apparently technologically inferior to the T800.
Yeah. That makes no sense to me. Anyway, basically, Jova, this John Connor is the T3000, whereas Matt Smith, aka the Living Embodiment of Skynet, is the T5000. So yeah, wait till the sequel to this movie. We're gonna have a Terminator 1 billion. Like
So
the,
apparently the T. So
Well,
let me get
maybe we'll have a T10,000 so we can make a Dragon Ball Z joke.
So let me see if I can get this straight. Skynet has the T5000, a Terminator that can literally turn anyone into a Terminator.
no, Jova.
and they aren't-
Skynet literally is the T5000.
Okay. Well, okay. You remember how Dwibs told me earlier that Skynet is basically the Trojan
By the
virus,
power of Steve
Yeah.
Jobs,
Does that-
I command
so that they
thee.
can apparently control everything?
Actually,
Well,
yeah, that's a good
okay.
idea. Okay, Dwibs,
So, yeah,
go back and explain the Trojan horse thing. Now it's relevant, so go
understand.
ahead.
Okay, basically, the John Connor is helping Cyberdyne make Genisys, the app or phone or whatever it is.
Basically, the
But
new
he's-
brilliant operating system and shit.
But he's putting in Skynet as a Trojan horse, and when Genisys activates and is available the world over, it's going to infect every machine ever and make the whole world go to shit because of the Skynet Trojan horse.
Here's my problem with that plot line, though.
Wait a minute. Hold it! I actually have a big problem with that.
Hmm?
So you're telling me that Skynet, who is literally basically every machine, has, this one machine that can turn people into more Terminators, and they aren't mass-producing T-5000s. Okay. Look, I know you told me that they are the T-5000, but
Maybe they're
what's-
hard to produce in mass.
No. I'm sorry. If Skynet is everything, they shouldn't have any problem mass-producing T-5000s. It's like, seriously, in every single time period that they've shown up, they've always been technologically advanced to the point where they can speed up technological stuff. And you're telling me that, Skynet in the later future, by the time when they should be able to mass produce T-5000s, isn't sending back one to turn young John Connor into a Terminator, so he can basically fool everyone. In fact, why not turn everyone into a Terminator? You can basically infect them all.
You see, Jova, you're expecting this movie to make sense. Like, you do understand you're fighting a losing battle, right?
Jova, again, it's like I
As
said.
usual, Pedro.
I know I'm fighting. Well, that depends what sort of battle you think it is. If it's a battle to try and make the movie to make sense, oh heck no, I'm not going to try and do that battle. The ship has sailed. But what I am doing is fighting the battle of actually pointing out mistakes and hoping that somebody who listens to our commentators will later go on to become a movie director and will know not to make these stupid mistakes. It's simple. It's our job to try and.
Sorry to burst your
improve the
bubble, but the average YouTube commentary is a 12-year-old shouting.
Oh yeah,
Break.
now they're trying to push the whole Arnie's old and shit.
Hey, you never know, Tio. I mean, hey, if M. Night Shyamalan could be the savior by, writing a book that will have... Who says we can't somehow affect the future?
Well, Joe, but Theo actually likes Lady in the Water, so whatever. But
Yeah.
the point is,
Lady in the Water, but I think he also, acknowledged how crazy it was.
Allow me.
Yeah. I see its problems, but yet I don't really hate it. Anyway,
That's pretty much how I feel about Lone Ranger. It's like, well, granted, as a full product, I definitely dislike it, but there are just so many scenes in that movie I actually did like, which sort of makes me hate it for wasting the potential.
all right.
It's like a
Allow
movie that
me-
you know is
What's up,
sad,
Pedro?
but you just can't help but like in some way.
Allow me to mention my problems with the plotline that we've talked about. Okay, so basically John Connor's plan is to stuff this operating system into every iPad, Android, basically every mobile device known to man. Fine. Here's my problem. So that's how you plan to take over, and apparently...
What if
the way-
someone doesn't have one of those?
Hold on, I'll get to it, Whips. Basically, we're supposed to assume that... actually, I think we're told, that, once the countdown ends, Skynet takes over and kills everybody using their mobile devices.
How you gonna do that? Vibrate everyone to death?
Or, not
You
just
know, I love how we're all now in sync of pretty much pointing out all the plot holes.
my fear
It's
is that you're gonna insert a shitty copy of Sonic Runners to make the mobile devices burn their hands.
Unless unless you have an iPhone.
Anyway, yeah.
So yeah,
Here's-
that's the moral of the story. If you want to stop, if you don't want to get killed by Skynet, have an iPhone.
yeah, I
You
guess.
know-
Get iOS.
You see, my problem is that...
But
okay.
twins,
What is-
Apple is even more evil than Skynet. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I can't go down that road.
My problem is this. Okay, later on, this is not really a spoiler, so I'll just say it. Later on, they're going to say that we've managed to get Genisys into 1 billion devices. So apparently, only 1 billion people got this Genisys thing.
that means 1/7 of the current population of Earth.
Exactly. There's
There's still gonna be 6 billion left.
Congratulations, you managed to convert China.
1 billion people is not even close to how many people there are in the world. How are you going to conquer the world with that? Your plan is stupid.
Unless they're using the virus that turned John Connor into a Terminator, which
They're
would actually
not.
be a smart...
They're not.
Okay, then. Let them have it.
Oh, wait, guys.
You know-
Wait, guys. We're trying to develop chemistry between these two.
They have no chemistry. There is
Yeah, I
there is
don't
no
care.
chemistry to
I
develop.
mean, besides, with that haircut and hair color, I have to say, what's her name? Vietnamese actress.
Emilia Clarke.
Yeah, she looks dangerously similar to Ellen Page.
It does. You know, I love how this is one of those
I
film
mean,
commentaries.
in Game of Thrones, she can clearly you can clearly distinct her as an actress because she has a different haircut, different color, different makeup. But here, the way she's portrayed here, she looks like Ellen fucking Page.
She does,
You're
actually,
right.
yeah. She does, yeah.
You know, I love how throughout this commentary we've gone from being, sort of mystified by this movie to
And the
then
composer is the same one of
Oh,
Beyond Two
okay. Here it is. There we go. The T4000 aka John Connor is also here. Okay. Allow me, Dwibs, because since I was the one who brought this up in our discussion, might as well do it here. Okay, this is another problem that I had, and Dwibs also agreed with me. Here's my problem with John Connor as the villain. Not only do they do nothing interesting with it, like Jova just pointed out, here's my other problem with John Connor. He's, without a doubt, the most unintimidating, lame villain in the entire series. Why?
And he's John Connor.
Why? Because they always manage to escape him incredibly easily. Like every time he comes near them, they just shoot him off and then they run away. Like this guy never even comes close to killing them. I mean, okay, Joe, but remember in the Terminator 2...
And John Connor's supposed to know these people inside and out.
Okay, Joe, but remember in Terminator 2 where the T-1000 was generally intimidating because he actually nearly killed Arnie, and he also came very closely to succeeding in killing the Connors? Well,
Heck, even the TX had a scene where she actually came close to killing them.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Go ahead.
I love how in this film commentary we've gone from at first being kind of at odds with each other, but at this point now we're in complete sync with each other, tearing this movie a new one.
I'm sorry, did
It's
you
like
say you were BRB?
No. It was just for a brief second.
Ah, okay. But yeah, see, there you go. They made this entire scene where okay, I'm gonna get you, and then boom, there you go, they escape. See? And trust me, Joe, it's like this throughout the entire movie. They always escape with such ease. Why am I supposed to be afraid of this guy again?
Because he's John Connor and he knows them and shit.
Yeah, in fact, let me build up more...
That's also another problem. How did he knew their hideout was there?
Because he's John Connor. Because actually, they explained it there. It's because he's John Connor, and he still has memories of his mother talking about that hideout.
Oh, okay.
Exactly. But yeah, I mean, I like how at this point we're in sync with each other, tearing this movie new one. It's like we've gone through more character development than the actual characters.
The chili sauce was too hot for me.
Reference to Terminator 2 again.
Wait, that's a reference to Terminator 2? But didn't the... Wait, hold on. But didn't the T-1000 die from fire?
No, Joe. I'm talking
and
about...
lava.
Remember, the end of the truck chase sequence in Terminator 2 where you could see the Terminator coming out of the fire.
Movie. Why are you referencing other better films that I'd rather be watching right about now?
Yeah.
Well, like you yourself said earlier, Dwibs, that's part of this film's intent is to reference old stuff because that's sort of what it's doing, affecting the entire timeline.
I still stand by the fact that Terminator 2 is one of the best films ever created.
Oh, I agree.
Me too. It's not my absolute favoritist film, but to
me, it's up there. Like it's
it's up there for me. It's just not my favorite.
To me, it's one of those rare things where it's one of those very few films that I can actually call perfect, especially if it's a director's cut. And I'm talking about the director's cut, not the original, because the director's cut of that movie to me is just perfect. Like it succeeds at everything it's trying to do. Everything. It does it so brilliantly well. In fact, I kind of wish I was watching that movie right now. By the way, I love how the Chinese subtitles. Yeah, audience. Basically, we're watching a bootleg copy with Chinese subtitles. I love how the subtitles, whenever they say T-1000, they say T-10,000 for some reason.
Hi, Arnie.
Get out.
Magnet.
And of course, he says, "Get out," because reference.
Get out. Get out!
Poor bastard.
Get out! I am the governor. Oh, shit, no, I'm not.
Okay, now we're gonna get another action scene that shows how underwhelmingly lame.
Well, look at the bright
Alan
side.
Taylor's
At least the Golden Gate Bridge is
not just
getting
that.
destroyed in this scene.
Not just that.
Wait, is he going to California?
California. Anyway.
What are you gonna say, Pedro?
Not just that, Libs, but also we're going to show off yet again how completely unintimidating he is.
Oh, we're referencing Speed now.
Oh shoot, he cut the brakes.
That's another film I'd rather be
Shall I
watching.
go fast? Gotta go fast.
Don't go on.
Hey! Oh
Don't
my
go
god,
on
this
the
reminds me of the car chase scene from Terminator 3 a bit.
Don't go
Well,
on the
without the crane.
Hey, don't go under 50 miles an hour, otherwise Dennis Hopper will blow up the bus.
So,
I actually kind of like there's one episode of Johnny Bravo that I really love that does a reference to speed where it's like if you go like there's a bomb on this truck, if you go under whatever miles per hour we're all dead.
jump scare, and jump scare, and jump scare. Oh, no jump scare.
Basically, it's a scene where they go, if you go under 30 miles per hour, we're all dead. And then the guy's like, oh, that's okay. 30 miles per hour is the minimum speed limit here. Oh, I guess we're fine then. And then boom, the thing explodes.
Okay, you know when we
And
do
this is the part where
It's
Spider-Man
sad.
comes out.
You know,
Oh, wait,
in fact,
wrong
that just made me think to it. The writers from Johnny Bravo made a better sequel to Speed than the actual Speed sequel makers.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, guys. I got a request. You know, when we do Speed and Speed 2, there's an episode of an Irish sitcom called Father Ted that did an episode called Speed 3 that parodied both the Speed movies, with the writers saying, "Can we make a worse sequel than Speed 2?"
Are we referencing now Jurassic Park 2 of all things?
I guess. And there he is.
Actually, and then Spider-Man comes and webs them free. Sorry, wrong bridge.
Wrong movie, Jova. Yeah, anyway, okay, Jova, I want to take a guess. How are they going to get out of this one?
Arnold saves the day by shooting him
Hold on,
and pulling them up.
Jova. Just wait for it.
And they're also going to pull
Look at-
Jurassic Park 2, aren't
And
they?
there we go.
That's bitch.
Hold on. There we go. Now he just falls. I think. Yeah. Now he just.
What?
You see? There we go. This guy is incredibly easy to defeat.
He's a butt monkey.
Advanced prototype my ass. So there you go. Again, Jova, allow me to. Since you're the Jova, since you're the most optimist of us all, try to explain to me why am I supposed to be scared of this guy?
Hey, Joe, like I said, we're in sync on tearing this movie a new one.
Oh, okay. Not even Jova can come up with something. I guess
Okay.
we're doing.
Wait, hold on.
guys, coming up to pretty
What was the question?
Wait, we're getting
Hold
arrested
on.
again.
What is it, Whips?
Coming up is this movie's attempt at humor again.
No, Jova. What? Okay.
Okay, hang
So
on.
what was the question, Dwibs? I mean, Pedro.
No, I was trying again. Since you're the most optimistic of us all, I was trying to see if you could come up somehow of a reason for why we should fear the T-3000, aka John Connor.
Bad boys.
Ha 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 ha.
It's be okay. 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 If this movie actually took advantage of John Connor being the Terminator, honestly, every scene would have you a reason to be afraid of John Connor being the Terminator, because anything bad that happens to him is a potential thing that affects the future. That's if they actually, turn past John Connor.
You already talked about that, but
Yeah, I know. It's just like what I'm saying. Honestly, here the only reason I can
Jova.
think of us to be scared of him is because, woo, he's an advanced model. That's it.
Okay, honestly, Jova, again, show me how fearful this is.
I agree.
Don't tell me. But okay, Jova, take a wild guess at who that kid is.
Oh my god, that looks like the same kid who called Miles Teller a dick in Fantastic Four Stick.
Okay, Jova, anyway, can you take a wild guess at who that kid is?
Let me guess, it's John Connor. Kyle Reese is a kid.
Yep.
Wait, what?
Ding, ding, ding.
Basically, Theo, remember how when Matt Smith struck John Connor, he started getting memories of him as a kid? Well, turns out it's Kyle Reese himself who gives him those memories.
Hey, wait a minute. But aren't they near the time when the apocalypse is supposed to occur?
Yeah,
In the future?
don't worry, Jova.
So how
we'll
is
get to
Kyle
that.
Reese a kid in the future? Oh, we're gonna get explained that?
Well, Jova, actually, this is 2017, so by this point, Kyle
Wait,
Reese
what?
has already been born.
Well,
I get
wait,
that.
why the Chinese agent is shooting there? Oh, great.
The Terminators, why not? Oh, it's John Connor. Never mind.
I can't believe I'm saying John Connor's a bad guy.
The reason I,
get that.
hate that is that it completely, again, it's completely shitting on the second movie.
But Sarah Connor is a Terminator now.
I love John Connor in the second movie, and I hate how they completely shit all over that.
Didn't they try something like that in the Sarah Connor Chronicles, trying to say that Sarah Connor herself was a Terminator?
Yeah. But that was played more differently. It was
Besides,
more.
that's been retconned now.
Yeah.
Besides, the Sarah Chronicles, I think that was like an evil Terminator just masquerading as Sarah. But yeah, I mean,
I won't be surprised if that's what they do in the next movie. Make Sarah Oh yeah, apparently there's rumors going around that if they do make a T,
What?
if it.
What the fuck?
Okay, I should.
Here we go. Here's
I'll
one of the
save it
memories.
for the end.
There we go. Remember when he was flashbacking to this memory? This is where this memory came from.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. I have it mixed up with John Connor. Okay. Oh, okay. It makes sense that he should be a kid here.
Well, there's rumors going around that in the next Terminator film, they're going to drop Emilia Clarke as Sarah Connor. And honestly, I would be okay with that.
Yeah.
Again, nothing against Emilia Clarke. I just don't think she makes a good Sarah Connor.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I could just do a time skip or something.
I mean,
that'll at least explain why she's
okay. See, again, like I was saying earlier, even if we're going to ignore the fact that the plot makes no sense, the characters themselves just aren't interesting. I mean, what exactly?
Oh, here's the...
Aside from Arnie, which character here do you actually give a shit about?
J.K. Simmons' character, since they're actually doing something actual.
True, Joe, but isn't that just because you love J.K. Simmons?
No.
Yeah,
I mean,
here's the obligatory part in any Arnold movie, the get-up scene.
Of course.
Nah. Actually, Pedro, part of the reason I actually I'm interested in J.K. Simmons' character is, like, they're actually doing something unique. Like, actually, hey... Okay. It's like, well, they're actually showing us, like, someone who doesn't end up being a victim, but still witnessed the Terminator thing. Like, well, someone who actually sees it, who's, not one of the main characters, so he doesn't always have plot immunity. It's actually to see a human who's actually, who actually survives.
I get
we get to see.
I can see that. Yeah, I can see.
And
that.
honestly, he seems like a decent enough guy. He's not a police chief who's like, complete jerk.
Oh,
he
this part
seems to be rightfully concerned.
No, please don't tell me.
Well, he's not gonna go. He's not gonna be in the movie from this point on. So.
Are they gonna
kill him?
No, I don't think so. At least.
Oh, okay.
Oh, thank goodness.
John Connor doesn't even care that he's there.
I guess because his directive is to get.
This scene. Remember this scene?
Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold it.
What the fuck?
Hold it. I have an objection to
Are they
make.
referencing Matrix 2 now?
Bullshit. That's not possible.
Okay, aside from that lapse in logic of physics, here's my question. What exactly is John Connor's goal? Who is he after? Is he after Sarah Connor?
He's after
or is
them.
He after
He's after them because they want to stop Genisys from existing. So obviously
No. I get that, but here's where I'm confused. Which person is he after? Because usually the way it works...
All of them. All three of them.
All three of them. Okay, here's my problem with that then. If he's after all of them, why the heck doesn't he just go back to... if he's after all of them, why the heck is he going after Arnold, though? I mean, what threat does Arnold pose? Arnold's...
look at the action scene, Jova. Look at the action scene.
And here's another problem. What exactly could they possibly do at this point that would really affect Skynet? I mean, do we even know what's going
And the person that was driving the truck died.
Jova, reasons.
Yeah, but, I have the ultimate objection about this film to make. Be exact, the big goal. There is no big goal. I mean, seriously, they don't know what they need to do to fix Skynet. In that case, John Connor.
That's actually a pretty good point. Yeah.
To do. I mean, seriously, there's no real point to John Connor's goal.
Bullshit.
Actually, I mean, Jova kind of has a point.
Yeah, that's right. I'm the most optimistic of the bunch.
What the fuck?
Just found out the flaw that shoots this movie dead. No pun intended.
It's interesting because neither me nor Dwebs talked about it in our discussion video.
But yeah, there you have it, folks. I mean, when you get down to it, the entire goal in this movie, there is no goal. It's like, we don't know what we need to do.
It's just destroy Skynet.
Jova, fan service and action scenes. That's
I mean, the sad thing is like, well, that's the sad thing is like all the past
and
Terminator
of course,
films-
I'll be back because reference.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Hasta la vista, biatch.
It's like, I mean, it's like this. Even in Salvation, there was at least a clear goal. In Terminator 1, Skynet was going after Sarah Connor because she was the mother of John Connor. So they sent back the T-800 who was trying to kill her. So the goal was to, of course, keep Sarah Connor safe and also get her pregnant. In Terminator 2, the idea was to protect John Connor because Skynet was going after him as a kid. So, of course, the goal, get rid of Skynet entirely while also protecting John Connor. In Terminator 3, there was also the case of basically them going after all the generals, which honestly seems just like a self-fulfilled prophecy. But even there, the goal was still clear. Skynet is trying to actually start the apocalypse while also killing off John Connor's wife, apparently. And the goal is to protect... Yeah, and the goal is to protect her while also trying to stop the apocalypse. Heck, in Terminator Salvation, the goal was to basically kill Skynet.
Yeah.
And
No,
yet,
but
but here,
that's the thing, Jova. We haven't had a goal so far, but now this is the point in the movie where the three heroes got here. So they're thinking, Jova, to be fair, their goal right from the beginning when they were talking about in the 80s about time travel, their goal is to go to before Judgment Day to stop Skynet. That's their goal.
Yeah,
I know.
Not really. Considering that in the future the machines win, now in the future the humans win, their goal was just assuring that the machines don't change the future.
Exactly. So yeah, here's my question. It's like, well, I mean, yeah, we know the overall goal is to get rid of Skynet, but what exactly is the idea behind it? Like, how do they... It's like, well, we don't know what the overall goal in stopping Skynet is this time. It's
hold on, Joe. Here's another thing about Skynet. It can create...
Oh, great, a star child.
Yes, it can create holograms to talk to us, apparently.
You're becoming Skynet?
This reminds me so much of the ending of Mass Effect 3.
I can't wait till we get to comment it on those games because I want to see what the fuss is about.
Which games?
The Mass Effect 3 ending.
He's talking about
the mess.
You don't
Wait, what does it say? Ladies and gentlemen, our villain.
Yeah,
it was so hilarious, but he was trying to talk while we were filling me with bullets.
Ladies and gentlemen, our villain. Please be scared.
Our villain's so intimidating that he's being laughed at.
He's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, let's think about it. Most of the time, all John Connor is doing in this movie is just get his ass kicked.
By speeder, helicopter, bus.
You know, honestly, this could be one of the most devilishly clever hidden comedies, if that were the intent. But it probably isn't.
Oh, there you go. It turns out, Jova, they've been building the time displacing equipment right here, too.
So what's their goal? Like, blow up the time machine? Use it?
No, their goal is to... Actually, I don't know. What's their explanation? Do they actually give an explanation as to why they built a time machine here?
They're trying to stop Genisys from launching.
No. I'm talking about the time machine here in Skynet and Cyberdyne. What is this here for?
So that they'll have a time machine to use if something goes wrong.
I guess.
You see my point? Overall, there's no real focus of goal to this movie. I mean, yeah, they want to get rid of Genisys, but honestly, getting rid of Genisys doesn't really do anything in the long run.
Liquid. Me and Dwez have a lot of problems about that liquid. Don't worry, Jova. We'll get there.
Do we have a goal yet in this movie? I mean, okay,
blow shit up.
Yeah, blow shit up.
You know,
Meanwhile, the hologram's going to be taunting them.
You see, Joe, but we don't know exactly how to stop Skynet, so we're gonna cover all bases and just blow everything up.
Oh my god, seriously! Even Terminator Salvation knew... Well, okay, even Terminator Salvation at least brought up an idea of stopping Skynet. Granted, that film was set during the rebellion and everything, so it made sense why they weren't close to getting rid of Skynet. But you're seriously telling me that the writers couldn't think up a clear goal?
Nope. Our goal is to blow shit up.
And Skynet keeps jumping the countdown.
So, what exactly is Genisys supposed to do?
Actually, yeah, Drims brings up a good point. You see, Jova, apparently Skynet... Yeah.
They're not giving a shit about Skynet.
Okay, basically, Jova, as Drims just said, Skynet has the ability to jumpstart the countdown a few hours. Okay, here's my question. If you are in control of the countdown...
Hey, he actually managed to grab her!
Yeah.
But
My question: if he's able to jumpstart the countdown whenever he pleases, why don't you just jump to 0 right now? What are you even waiting for?
Yeah.
Because we still need to feel the next 15 minutes, I guess.
So basically,
and here's where they tried to bring the fact that the Terminator has a heart and shit. Yeah, the T2, the T2 ending.
I cannot kill Sarah Connor.
Granted. This one I can actually see being legit because, okay, basically what they're pulling with Sarah Connor, she's basically John Connor in Terminator 2. She's the kid who's grown up to know the T2.
The problem is that worked in T2 because we actually see the relationship develop. In here, they didn't earn this.
Yeah, they're basically pulling the tell but don't show thing. It's like, well, I guess we're just supposed to assume that she bonded with the T-800 as well as her son did, so that's why he's at this point. So they're kind of pulling what I suggested earlier, except, earlier time.
Like I said before, at this point, just go watch the good movies. T1 and T2.
And no.
Oh, by the way, a little warning, audience. We are going to be commenting on this movie throughout its entirety because there's an after credits cutscene.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Slow-mo.
So yeah, I'll ask this again.
Yeah, here's
what
my
exactly
big problem
does
again.
Genisys do?
You see. Okay, aside from being incredibly easy to get rid of, now here's another problem. That even though remember how in T2 Arnold almost
so
got
he can
killed?
eat away metal?
I guess, yeah, why not? You see, guys, remember how in T2 Arnold almost got killed by the T-1000?
Yeah.
Well, in here, even though the T-4000 is a much more advanced Terminator, he actually manages to defeat the T-3000. Don't ask me how. He just does. And again, I'm sorry, Joe, but I don't buy the whole experience thing. That's just not believable to me. I'm sorry.
I think I can.
I'm sorry. It's just not believable to me.
What?
I'm not asking you to buy or believe in it. I'm just saying that's what the movie's going for. It's like, well, basically, since this Terminator's been with Sarah Connor ever since the first...
the window.
Hey, wait a minute. Actually, that gives me another idea. So basically, this Terminator was sent back to save Sarah Connor from... So this Terminator was sent back to save Sarah Connor from another T-1000. Maybe he has some T-1000s in the future.
Guys, it's Matt Smith.
He's still in the movie, apparently.
Yeah.
Oh, gee, like we didn't guess this already. Huh? No.
You were saying, Jova?
But yeah, shoot. What was I talking about before Matt Smith and all that?
I know what you're saying. You were just saying that's what they're going for, the whole experience.
Oh yeah.
Shit.
Oh yeah. This makes me think. A lot of these questions that you have about him being supposedly experienced could actually be explained if we knew who the heck sent him back this time.
Well,
we never know. They never explain Jova.
I'm starting to see a running theme with this movie. This movie has a way of breaking tradition.
It's the Lone Ranger of Terminator. They blatantly don't explain it.
No.
No.
No. In terms of they blatantly don't explain anything.
Oh, okay.
No. I'm sorry. Even Lone Ranger explained something. In fact, Lone Ranger wasn't even really that confusing. It was just boring and really badly made in some places. But yeah, actually, yeah, I've noticed this. Genisys breaks a lot of tradition that all past Terminator movies have done before. I mean, past Terminator movies give us a reason for why stuff is happening. This movie doesn't. Terminator movies tell us who sent back who or who sent forward whom in the case of Salvation. And this movie doesn't.
See, now you're doing it properly. See, Arnold should not be a match for this Terminator.
I guess to be fair, this is the first time he's done it at close range. For the most part, he's mainly been shooting him from long range, so that explains why he hasn't fought him. Although, in that case, the T-3000 should be advanced enough to have some long-range stuff to fight back. But yeah, again, I'll ask. What exactly is Genisys supposed to do?
We don't know, Joe, but they don't really explain it all that well.
And that goes back to the crux of my argument that there is no goal to this movie. If we don't know what Genisys does, we don't really know what the goal in stopping it really is.
The only explanation,
the
only explanation we're given, Jova, is that when Genisys hits all devices, the world will be, the humanity will be destroyed. Okay, how? What's the process exactly?
Exactly, that's my issue. It's like, well, if we don't know how they do it, there's not really a sense of goal because we don't know how the heroes plan to go about stopping it.
Simple,
Knowing how
Jova,
the process
just blow
goes
shit up.
But that's sort of the issue. It's like, well, we don't even know if really doing this will really do that much
Kyle Reese
damage.
is kicking his ass.
Yes, even
So
Kyle.
Sarah Connor.
Yeah. See, again, why am I supposed to? This is quite possibly one of my biggest gripes with this movie. Why am I supposed to feel feel afraid for this guy? Like, he's so lame.
He's a butt
one?
monkey.
Look at
Which
this.
one, Jai Courtney or
John Connor.
whoever's
John
Connor?
John Connor's look at how easy they defeat him. There, now he's already saying, Joe. Remember how I said that the explanation they give in this movie is that if you try to put anything that's not alive in the time machine, it will be destroyed because of malfunction and shit. Well, that's how they're gonna kill John Connor.
Let me guess. Arnold ends up sacrificing himself again.
Oh,
I wish it were that simple.
I wish it were that simple. Yeah, don't worry, Joe. We'll get there.
Let me guess. John Connor's going to infect him, and thus Arnold Schwarzenegger will be the bad guy again.
No, that would actually be better, believe it or not.
Hey,
okay, I actually give a shit, but not so much because of the movie. It's just the only reason I give a shit now is because it's Arnie, and I don't want Arnie to die.
Hey, guys, wasn't there a countdown that we needed to stop?
I'll pull a yokai watch and juggle pretty girls and pretty flowers at you.
Wow. Okay, I rest my case. This movie has no focus on its goal. I mean, I was gonna chalk it up to me overreacting at one point.
Hey, Jova.
If it's to the point where the characters are actively ignoring the countdown that was only just there a few seconds ago,
Yeah.
no.
Hey, Jova. You know, remember T3 where they went into a bunker?
Yeah.
They do that here as well.
Yeah.
You know,
that's
for a
not
movie
even the
that tries
biggest
to
problem,
retcon
though.
Terminator 3, this movie likes to make a lot of references to Terminator 3.
Wow, do you reference
Well,
Which is stupid when you think about it, because this movie renders the third movie pointless. Anyway. Okay, here we go.
Oh, no.
You know, honestly, I was kind of hoping that Genisys would break the trend of Arnold Schwarzenegger having to sacrifice himself every single time.
Don't worry, Jova. They actually do break that, believe it or not. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Okay, so Arnold fell into this liquid metal thingy.
So is he going to be a T-1000 now? Am I right?
But go ahead, let's tell him.
Yes.
Well, the idea on paper,
that's actually kind of neat.
T1000 liquid metal can heal T800.
And there we go. The whole thing blows up.
Yeah, but Tio, that's all they established. You can heal T800s, but they can't. They didn't say, oh, you can turn them into T1000s.
Actually, that kind of makes sense.
And don't throw me the nanomachine shit again. please.
No. I actually wasn't gonna throw you the nanomachine one. It's like, well, in this case,
Unless the liquid metal we're developing here in this particular period of time and place is different than the one Skynet usually did for the T-1000.
I just wish they actually explained that, though.
Well, here's how I say it, though. I mean, I believe that they established that in some way the Terminators all have this common link. I mean, heck, that's how the TX was able to mind control the T-850 or T-800 or whatever that was in Terminator 3. So it actually would make sense for the T-1000's liquid to be compatible with the T-800 and actually repair it, in the case that Skynet wants to help repair their foot soldiers. But like Pedro said, the problem is like, well, this isn't that much expanded on. It's like, well, at best, this is kind of hinted at in past Terminator films and kind of hinted at here. And I guess, you could put two and two together and assume that. But it probably would have been better if this were explained in some piece of lore or something. And and look, we did absolutely nothing to stop the countdown.
See, my problem is that. How do you turn...
Joe, the thing blew up and so the Cyber...
So how the world's gonna react what with the evidence?
Okay,
we don't see how the world reacts.
Basically, Joe, because...
Wasn't there like a big conference and everything?
Hang on, let me explain. Cyberdyne got blown up, so there is no countdown, so...
Wait, hold on. That was Cyberdyne that was doing it?
Yeah.
Oh my god! Okay. Going back to my argument about there being no goal, you're telling me that Cyberdyne, the same company that makes Skynet, is apparently also making Genisys? That makes Skynet's whole plan pointless. I mean, if Genisys is supposed to make Skynet everything, why the heck don't they just do this in secret? I mean, we already established in past films that Cyberdyne...
Here we go.
Okay, can someone please explain to me how you can just turn an actual robot into liquid metal? How does that work? And that's my first question. Here's question 2. The entirety of Cyberdyne exploded. How is he still alive?
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
I can buy him being alive, but shouldn't he have like no skin on him?
Hold on. Maybe he's about to explain it here.
He doesn't.
Hold on, I'd like to listen.
No,
there's no explanation.
Shoot, I did.
There's no explanation, Joe, but don't bother. You see, okay, here's the thing. A T-1000 cannot survive an explosion of that magnitude, so he shouldn't even be alive at this point.
I mean, even if he is alive, how come he's got the skin?
Well, that's actually, to be fair, the T-1000s can regenerate their own human skin, so...
Mm-hmm. Actually, wait a minute. How big was that explosion?
Enough to level a whole building.
Yeah, I mean, come on, you can't just... I mean, yes, it's true that if the T-1000 splits into a million pieces like Majin Buu, he can put this all together, but that's the thing, the explosion would also destroy those little pieces too. It's just... I mean, it just doesn't work. It makes no sense.
Oh, I get it now. He was upgraded with mimetic polyalloy components.
How does that work? Okay, here's this, apparently. According to the synopsis, at least as far as I'm reading, since I don't want to spoil the ending for myself, basically, according to this, those actually aren't T-1000 parts, but only parts similar to the T-1000. Apparently, these parts are actually compatible with the T-800. How
since
fucking convenient.
Prototype material.
And this Pedro loves so much, which is not explained in the movie, but in the supplementary material.
But the T-800 isn't made at this time yet.
Yeah, and as Tay already knows, I'm a fucking hater of that practice. I've been dealing with that shit since Phantom Menace, and it doesn't get any better no matter how many times I see it.
And no matter what franchise either.
Oh no!
Or media in general.
See, here's the thing.
I'm pretty sure we will get to a point where even books will have this kind of practice.
I mean, Pedro, could you imagine in say, The Dark Knight, where what if the Joker just vanished halfway through, and it explains in a supplementary book? Say, oh, by the way, the Joker's in prison.
Isn't this what happens in the end?
Like that.
But then they had no choice because
Heath Ledger was dead.
Yeah.
I can forgive the whole Joker thing because they weren't expecting.
The actor died. So
So in that case, I'm gonna give Nolan a get out of jail free card.
Ah, that's cute.
It's the
Are
same.
they so cute,
It's the
these
same
five?
thing with the Matrix sequels. Yes, the explanation for why the Oracle looks different is stupid, but then again, I mean,
What choice did they have?
you're okay. Like I said, get out of jail free card on that one.
Yeah.
So basically, if you have to come up with an explanation because the actor playing the character had died,
Huh.
then
What
okay. Anything else, it better be a pretty damn good explanation.
Wait. Hold on. Objection! So he says that it's over. Skynet is gone. So you're telling me that getting rid of Genisys gets rid of Skynet?
Yes.
Apparently.
But Skynet apparently already existed
Don't
because...
worry, Joe. But that's what the after
That's what
credits
the
scene is.
post-credit scene's for.
No. I'm sorry. Objection. Even still, even if
here's
a
the main
post-credit
theme.
scene says that, why are we even supposed to believe that? Because seriously, Skynet was already made because John Connor went back and helped Miles Dyson create Skynet or do something with Skynet. And this goes back to my main argument that there's no goal whatsoever to this movie. It's pointless, completely pointless. Skynet already was something that was everything. Really, all they did was...
Oh, yeah, I love this one. Skynet 10 years old, Skynet 12 to 14 years old, and Skynet 18 years old. What?
Huh.
Whatever. Okay, so before we get to the credit scene, might as well voice our thoughts. Joe, since you're the one who has probably has the most to say, go ahead.
Okay, okay, I'll build it up from here. My big objection. Seriously, the goal here, there was no goal. In fact, our supposed heroes didn't even really do anything to help in the final act. I mean, what did they do except just cower, ask the
Shoot stuff.
800 to blow them up? I mean, they did nothing. And honestly, the problem sort of solved itself in the long run. I mean, honestly, did they even know that explosion was going to be enough to stop Genisys from somehow launching? And yeah, explain to me how one building exploding, yes, I know it's tragic and everything, but I'm sorry, shouldn't Skynet still have been able to send out an electromagnetic signal despite the building blowing up? You know, communication, Wi-Fi, you know, that stuff. You're telling me that they didn't make it to any single devices. And for that matter, you're telling me that for all these years, Skynet just said, oh, we're not going to do...
Here we go.
Post-credit scene.
So that's the ruins of Cyberdyne.
Hey, this is just like that scene in Terminator Salvations where the cyborg
Fury
pops
shows
out
up
of
and asks
the
a Terminator to be in the Avengers.
Okay. Oh, God.
Hey, wait a minute. I just realized something.
What?
If
There
John
we go.
Connor-
There we go.
That's
The
Skynet.
cause- the Skynet's still there, so this movie was pointless.
What the fuck is this music?
Who cares? It's over.
All right, Joe, but keep going.
So yeah, here's my question. I lost my train of thought. Think. Oh yeah. So here's my question. If
If
This movie sucks and
I
makes no
lost
sense.
it. Somebody else voice their final thoughts. Why?
Okay,
Somebody else try and
can I-
voice their final
Go ahead,
thoughts.
Dibs.
Why I try and remember what I was trying to say? I'll voice my final thoughts later.
Go ahead,
Okay.
Dibs.
All right. To be fair to this movie, it's not as bad as Salvation. But that's not saying much at all. But this film's got its own problems. It makes no sense. The action is, while shot better than Salvation, is still incredibly underwhelming. The actors, aside from Arnie, are woefully miscast, especially Emilia Clarke and especially Jai Courtney. The plot's boring. The characters are boring.
Really, the plot's boring. I thought the plot was actually downright insane.
There's and the villain is quite possibly one of the least intimidating I've ever seen in a movie.
Yeah.
Seriously, he gets his ass kicked, and he's supposed to be the big John Connor. He's supposed to know them inside and out. He's supposed to know their strategies and all that.
It's like in The Happening, where everything
No,
that's supposed to be serious can easily be paid for laughs.
Yeah, but that's the problem, Jeff. This isn't trying to be a comedy.
Well, neither was
I
the
know,
happening.
that's why I said.
Neither
I
was
know,
the
that's why I
happening.
said. It's like The Happening.
No. But unlike The Happening, this movie isn't funny.
Yeah.
It's just kind of
Well,
sad,
it got
honestly.
some giggles out of me, but that was mainly just reference
Yeah.
stuff.
And I did have this movie pegged as the weakest summer blockbuster of the year. Well, till Van Stick, but even still, this. Ugh, I mean, and they're actually trying to make a sequel out of this.
Why am I
Yeah,
not
if
surprised?
I recall, they're trying to establish a new trilogy or something.
Yeah, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to establish a new trilogy, but really, I mean, the characters are boring. You
There's
messed up John Connor. Arnie's a T-1000 for no reason.
There's potential, but I just remembered my big question, and I'll bring that up when you're done, Dwibs.
I don't. Ugh. No.
Dribs.exe has stopped working.
Yeah. Fuck this. Fuck this.
Please
Next.
use Genisys to try and reboot Dwibs.exe.
Dwibs.exe puts the middle finger up to Paramount for making this crap.
All right, Jova, keep going.
So yeah, here's my question. If John Connor as the Terminator is, blown to smithereens, what does this mean for the Resistance? Does this mean that, they inevitably lose and Skynet now?
Apparently, Jova, we're supposed to believe that Kyle and Sarah are gonna yet again have a son, and that son's gonna be a new John Connor and shit.
Oh wait, that's right.
A whole new John Connor. No, it doesn't work.
But yeah, I mean, so yeah. Here's my question then. Actually, that was my big question. But yeah, okay. I'll do my best to sum up that big objection I had to start off my thing. There is no goal to this movie. I mean, seriously. Look, I know there's the whole get rid of Genisys, but they don't even really do that, really. I mean, honestly, I see no evidence whatsoever that they stopped Genisys aside from a building exploding. I mean, heck, even in Amazing Spider-Man, you at least got some visual representation that the cure was being spread. But here, I didn't even know what the goal supposedly was. It's like, and that sort of defeats this whole movie. It's like, there's no point whatsoever. And like, John Connor's goal of killing them doesn't even really make sense. Because we don't even know what Genisys is supposed to do or how they're supposed to go about stopping it. I mean, look, it made sense in the past Terminator films because they were people who were born to do something. But this Terminator's just someone who chases them all around in time because he can do that. Not to mention the fact that this one Terminator now apparently does everything with Skynet, even though they already had other Terminators doing stuff with Skynet. It's like, what was the goal? Can any of you tell me what the main goal, aside from blowing stuff up, really was?
Look at the pretty bunny, I guess.
If anyone in the comments section can try and explain, just make sure it's legit and not a fan theory like how I did. It's like, okay, fan theories are good, but if you need fan theories to explain crucial stuff like what the whole focus of your movie is, I'm sorry. Okay. I kind of like this movie, but honestly, I see it as a mess. It's like, okay, it's better than Salvation, but where Salvation is something that, almost obliterated the franchise, this, okay. I'll give it this. Yeah, I mean, I'll give it this. Yeah. It's like if Terminator Salvation was supposed to be the coffin you put Terminator in, Terminator Genisys is like the fan fiction that tries to revive it. It's like, okay, I will give it this. The ending, not the ending with Skynet, but the ending with them being in a new, better universe or something, actually is kind of interesting and does open the door for possibilities. But what sucked was the journey getting there. I mean, there's so many ways they could have come to this conclusion of, them starting over, fresh and new. But yet you had to do it like this. It's like...
Not like this.
And it's like, I'll say this. I see a lot of good potential in this stuff. Like, okay. I'm sorry if I stutter. It's like, well, I see good stuff. Like the T-800 coming back to Sarah Connor as a kid. That was actually interesting, and they handled it somewhat well until then. Eventually, they lost focus of Sarah Connor. It's like, honestly, yeah, that's another problem. By the end, our two human heroes don't really matter that much. It's mainly just the Terminator doing everything. It's sad when you're doing even less than the kid in Terminator 2 did, guys. It's like, it's similar to my problems with Lone Ranger, but on a bigger scale. Whereas Lone Ranger is like, just one thing that had an adaptation with a lot of good scenes I actually did love, but was meandered by a boring plot. This is one that constantly shoves in your face great potential after great potential, but then proceeds to like do something good at first, but then veer completely off the rails with it. And yeah, John Connor is wasted as a concept and as a character. I mean, I will give it this. Overall, this does okay. If the sequels are good, fine, we got them. But okay, how should I put this? If this were like its own thing, like in a completely separate universe, I think I might actually like this movie for how crazy it is. It would have been a completely different take. Yeah, in some cases as a reboot, it would have sucked in comparison to the original, but as its own separate zany adventure, it's kind of neat. But unfortunately, I have to look at this as a sequel, and it
Makes no sense.
Yeah, and it cracks under the weight of its own back. It's like, okay, if the sequels are good, okay, the sequels are good. It was a journey, but I'll just say I don't like how we got here. I mean, okay, as a guilty pleasure, I can like this film, but
Yeah.
not as a legit good thing.
Okay, go ahead, too.
Honestly, I find this movie bad, but relatively harmless compared to how of a magnitude 3 and Salvation were.
I
So
still think 3 is better than this, honestly.
not
Free
really.
had good action at least.
Well,
If by good action you mean a chick using a Mega Buster, no,
let's talk about
not
talk about
really.
the car
The
chase
effects are
before that.
way better here.
I'd say that Genisys, in a way, for me, is tied with Terminator 3. It's like their own bad in their own regards, but they also have some redeeming stuff that still makes them leagues better than Salvation in their own regards.
At least I have to say in this movie there are actually a couple of moments you can make fun or have fun, unlike in 3 and Salvation when we were taking themselves way too seriously. But alas, they have their problems that were explained deeply by all of us during the movie, and the fact that they want to build a new franchise from this, and I'm kind of also scared for the future of this series, for how much can they ruin it by trying to be innovative with new things. I mean, I guess my expectation for the next movie is that they fight a giant robot Terminator version of Popeye or something. It's Paramount.
Yeah.
Actually,
this movie's...
Actually, Popeye was being worked on by Sony, but they cancelled that film.
Whatever. Anyway, basically this movie to me, yeah, it's bad. I'm just placing it very slightly above Terminator 3, but still way under Terminator 2 and 1. Go ahead.
This movie's very 50-50. It's like, it's half good, half bad, half potential, half wasted potential. It's like, I don't know how to feel. I probably will rate it the same.
Let me go. Okay, fine. Okay, so my thoughts is it's pretty much like I said. To me, this is Terminator bad fan fiction. You can tell that the writers didn't even stop for a moment to think about what they were actually writing.
The T-1000's here! Yay! How did he get there? Who cares?
This is the cinema equivalent of Final Fantasy 13-2. But the time paradoxes and time plot travels don't make any sense. And it's just so... Ugh.
And to be fair, for as much time travel talk as this movie had, I don't think they really brought in the manner of paradoxes that much, aside from the memories Kyle Reese got and the whole new different dimension.
Anyway, yeah, the plot makes no sense, the characters are bland, the acting is, for the most part, bad. The action scenes are forgettable. This is my second time watching this movie, and I still can't remember a single thing from the action scenes aside from that nonsensical helicopter thing.
Give this movie credit. Oh, never mind. Go on.
And yeah, that's pretty much it. I will say this, however. The one good thing, to me at least, to come out of this movie was the parody by Red Letter Media. The guys who made the Mr. Plinkett reviews of the Star Wars prequels. Basically, go to Google, not Google, sorry, go to YouTube and search for Scientist Man Explains Terminator Genisys. In fact, I'm going to give it to Joe since he hasn't seen it. There you go. This is a really hilarious kid that does a great job in picking apart the plot holes of this movie to comedic effect very well. So there's that at least. Aside from that, yeah, terrible. I still, unlike Teo, I actually do like Free better than this for one particular reason. Thematic. Let's think about this. Thematically, this movie is supposed to be like they said at the beginning. The future is not set. There's no but when we make it ourselves. That's what Kyle Reese was narrating at the end. So basically, the entire point of this movie was to give the exact same theme as Terminator 2. So basically, this movie was a complete waste. It didn't add anything to the franchise. Okay, even though the plot of Terminator 3 is technically the same as the Terminator 2, the actual theme of the movie is still different.
Who is shouting?
Never mind. Basically, the theme of Terminator 3 was, it's inevitable. We can't escape our fate. It's inevitable. And at least the actual theme and message of the movie was different than the other two. Whereas this is just the message of Terminator 2 all over again. Again, just go watch just go watch the good one. Anyway, yeah. This movie sucks, but hey, go watch the Scientist Man parody because that one's hilarious.
I guess I would recommend this as a movie that you need to see for yourself to believe, especially since this is apparently the start of the new era of Terminator. So yeah, I guess you'll want to see how it began. And I guess I can really deem this movie harmless to the Terminator franchise. I mean, honestly, hey, for the good it does, it gets rid of Terminator Salvation. And honestly, the worst it does, I can just ignore it while ending with Terminator 2.
I'll just quote what Scientist Men said. So Terminator 3 and 2 are pointless. Yes, they don't matter anymore. We can also erase the timeline of Claire Dane's career, since ever since she appeared in Terminator 3, it ceased to exist. Trust me, guys, go see that parody. It's awesome.
I'm just so confused by this movie. I can't tell whether I like it, as a guilty pleasure, or I loathe it. 50-50.
Okay, guys, we've already spent a lot of time.
What about Dweebs?
I already said.
Yeah. He already said his thoughts.
Yours is the first one.
Yeah, I just said.
Anyway, everybody, that was Terminator Genisys. Let's just see where they go from here.
See if a Terminator bad fanfiction.
See if for Terminator Saturn.
See you for Terminator Mega Drive.
All right, see you, everybody.
See ya.